Alright. Blah, blah, blah. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Here we go. Yes. Very much. Oy vey. Exhausted. Alright, well. Let's think about waiting for somebody to get here. What's funny is, hey, so if anybody's here, just give a thumbs up or say something, because it doesn't even tell me when somebody's here finally. Irritating. Very much. Alright, well, if you're still watching, I suggest you get forward about a minute. Alright, so you know what's so freaking irritating about everything going on in the damn world is you see how fake and disturbing and whack everything is. And you still seem to not be able to wake anybody up. It's like they're in such a deep sleep. There's like, I mean, if you had an anvil and you hit them with it, it does not seem like they would wake up. And that, it gets irritating and painful. Oh my goodness. So irritating and painful that literally no matter what you do, what you try to do to wake people up, they just, I mean, you could hit them with a freaking truth rock upside the head 15,000 times and they still are just like, no, I don't know. That doesn't make sense. And it's like, everything you believe in is a theory. Everything that I can show you is fact, or at least not a theory. And you still cannot get them to listen. No, it just fucking, after a while, it drives you nuts. Alright, well, I had a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to get into, and oh well, we're gonna get it started now, aren't we? Ready, steady, go.
There's a cause worth fighting for. Our families are worth fighting for. It's not easy. It's not easy to hold your family together. It's not easy to raise children in the times in which we live. Everything seems to be against the family and against the home. But when we decide that our families are a cause worth fighting for, God said, then I will fight for you. Fight for your family. Fight for your marriage. Don't give up on it. Fight for it. Fight for your wife. Fight for your husband. Fight for your sons and your daughters, because Satan is on a rampage and he wants to destroy the church, but he can't destroy the church without destroying the home. The story is told in the Northeast of a famous attorney who had an alcohol problem. He was very successful, and on the way every day to his law practice, he would walk on the streets of Chicago past a bar, and he would slip in for a morning drink and then go on to his office, and he did it every day. One day as he was walking, the snow was lightly falling. He heard a noise and turned around, and he saw his little 6-year-old boy. Somehow he had slipped away from his mother and slipped out of the house. And when he looked, the little boy was putting his little foot in the big footprint of his dad. The dad had left that footprint in the freshly fallen snow. And the little boy would put his little foot in the footprint of the big steps that his dad was taking. Suddenly, as he was standing outside the door of that bar, and he looked back and saw that that boy was stepping in every one of his footsteps. And he was smitten with conviction, and he ran and scooped the boy up and took him home and put him in the arms of his mother and ran downstairs. And he says he fell to his knees and he began to weep and cry. And he said, "Oh God, help me to never, ever again allow my footsteps to lead my children to a bar, but let my footsteps lead my children to you. Enjoy your family. Love your family, because the enemy wants to do everything he can to divide and conquer and destroy. He wants to make your family miserable. He wants to make your marriage miserable. He wants to make your relationship with your children miserable, and we are not ignorant of his devices. It's costly commitment. It costs you something to hold your family together, to hold your marriage together, to hold your children together. Don't leave it up to the preacher to save your family. Don't leave it up to the youth director or the youth program or the church or somebody else. Don't even leave it to the mother, dad, to do your praying. But get your family. I love the words of Joshua when he said, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." I want to say to parents and people who are here, fight for your family. Stay in their business and stay in their lives. And when you have to stand up and correct them, correct them. If it hinders and hurts and you have all kinds of stuff going on, stand for what's right. Fight for what's right. Stand on the truth. And you know what? They may go wild, they may get crazy, they may get mad, they may go off. But if you have raised them right, if you have raised them in the house, you don't have to be a perfect family. But if you've done your best to bring them to the house of God and to serve the Lord before them, and you've done your best to have God's presence in your home and in your life, there's something that gets on your family that they will never be, ever be able to get away from. As a matter of fact, I just want to tell you, there's nothing more important than what you're doing right now. It's more important than a ball game. It's more important. We've lost that. See, we don't believe this old stuff anymore. But I'm going to tell you, beware of dangerous distractions that take you and your family away at critical times when the children need to be in the house of God. We're fighting for our families. Every time we get up and bring them to church, every time we open the Bible and pray, we're fighting for our families. From this day forward, I want to ask you a question. Where are your footprints leading? All that's going to matter when you are on your deathbed is where did my footprints lead them? If you're leading your children to Jesus, if you're leading them to serve him above all, prioritizing him above all, then you're leaving the greatest legacy any parent can ever leave.
Amen, brother. Amen. I'm just gonna let this go, whatever this is. Since nobody's out yet. It doesn't show
With
anyway.
Updesk, expert real estate agents in your area compete to save you money when buying or selling your house. Jen.
When was God at his best? When did the great God reach the height of his greatness? It is that we would say Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And when one considers the heavens and the earth and realizes that it all came into being by the command of God, you'd have to say that God was at his best when he created the heavens and the earth. Think of the heavens. I think it's Abraham Lincoln says that he could well understand a man looking down on the earth, not believing but he can't understand anyone who looks into the heavens and don't believe. The heavens, worlds without ends, the heavens, stars undiscovered, the heavens,
Earth's flat.
planets,
They're still brainwashing with that one.
flying at 40,000 feet in the sky and looking out across the vastness of the heaven and looking upwards, and there is more and more and more, and traveling by light distance for thousands of years. You never arrive at the end of the heavens, because at the end of the heavens keep coming at you. And so God had to be at his best when he made the heavens. And then when one looks at the earth in all of its beauty and its resources, and how it's so magnificently put together, and how it comes forth in such perfect order, how the winters come, and how the spring comes, and how the summer comes, and how the fall comes, and how the beauty of the earth, even now, as he has fixed it, where every now and then, as Mama says, he groans in his spirit, and we call it an earthquake. He's at his best, even in earthquakes in California. And then you leave California and you come through that picturesque part of the world called Arizona, New Mexico, and that wonderland of West Texas. Jump up to the Pikes Peak and all of the other tall mountains as seen or as
Sorry about that.
typified in Colorado, and all the swamplands of Louisiana, and to the beauty of Florida, and all up the coast, coming on up towards Chicago and over into New Jersey, that after you leave Newark and Jersey City, that beautiful homeland. And then go on up into the picturesque parts of New England, past my daughter's home in Connecticut, and go on up as far as you want to go, even to Bangor, Bangor. You've got to say that he was at his best when he made the earth. And though we don't believe it, leave the United States. And there's some beauty even when you leave here. Now, it's hard to find, but it's out there. The Alps and all of the picturesque places of the world in Africa and the third world. God had to be at his best when he made the heavens and the earth. No. Me think not. Me think God was at his best not in Genesis 1:1, but in Genesis 1:27. When it said, and God made man and woman. I'm impressed with the earth. I'm impressed with the heavens. But there is nothing made so uniquely as man himself. And I don't believe he was made like unto James Weldon Johnson's poem, and God was lonely. That's not language describing our God. Why would God be lonely when all of the heavens glorify him daily, and the angels bow down and say, holy, holy, all the time, holy? I remember as a student preacher, I asked one of my mentors, Dr. McCardell, why the angels bow and say holy, and then come up again and bow and say holy? I said, don't they get tired? And McCardell said, no, for reasons. Number one, they don't have earthly bodies. They have heavenly bodies, and they don't get tired. And that's something to look forward to when we all get to heaven. And he said the second thing is they're not bowing out of duty. They are bowing, reacting to something God has done. And they bow, they see something, and they bow and pay homage to him by saying, holy. And by the time they get their head back up and look at him again, he has done something else. And they bow again and say, holy. And by the time they get their head back up, he's such a great God, he has revealed something else to them. And they say, holy, he is a great God. And that ain't hard to understand because even as human beings, he does something different all the time. He woke me up this morning. Holy. He let me dress myself. Holy. He let me get here without getting hit. Holy. And even when I go to bed tonight, there'll be something he'll do. Just before I close my eyes, I'll say, holy, Lord God Almighty. So he wasn't lonely. And then James Weldon Johnson said he sat down beside the banks of a river and he thought and thought and thought. He didn't do that. Where would a thought come from to God? God is the creator of thoughts. Whoever could send God a thought is God. So he didn't think it and try to figure it out. He just made man. Already thought out, already planned out before the foundation of the earth, of the world. He just revealed it and said, let it be so. And look at man. Man with the ability to love and to be loved. Man with compassion and thought. Man with excellence and drive. Man able to reach the moon at a single bound. Man who controls and moves and motivates one another and build great cities. And God made man. And God made man. And me think that was God at his best. No, I think not. Some would say that the deliverance of Israel, that long journey, both into Egypt and out of Egypt and on down to the promised land, pictures God at his best. God saying to Moses out of a burning bush, get up and go down and confront Pharaoh and tell him to let my people go.
Oh, sorry. Hey,
God
sorry.
causing a snake.
I apologize. I was actually messing around with my camera, trying to look at some freaking supposed stars. I got some better video last night than I did tonight. They hate God, yes. Hey, thank you so much for being here. Like, seriously, I love you all. Please, like, I'm not trying to be a douche, but give a thumbs up. Supposedly that's supposed to help, and supposedly more people are supposed to see that I'm live. I don't know that that's true, but who knows. But yeah, if you guys give me a thumbs up, that would be awesome. But besides that, oh, wow. It was instant. Oh, I love both of you. Thank you. All right, well, sorry. I kind of walked away for a second. Like I said, I was messing around with my camera, but we'll get this going. But if you guys got anything, just say whatever and we'll...
Turn into a snake, and God causing frogs
Thank you.
to sleep at night in the bed of Pharaoh, and God causing lice to be more plentiful than there are grains of sand in Egypt. That was God at his best. And God warning Pharaoh over and over, let my people go. And Pharaoh refusing, and God causing a death angel to ride through at night and kill all of the firstborn. That was God at his best. And those several million people loaded up and marching out of Egypt. And then stopped at the Red Sea, and God flip-flopping the sun to slow down the marching enemy. God telling water to congeal and move back and ground to be dry, and marched an army of people across and then let it flop, and Pharaoh's army got drowned. He had to be at his best. He had to be at his best when he heard them say, we are thirsty, and water came forth out of a dry rock. When he heard them say we are hungry and manna came from heaven's kitchen, he had to be at his best. And when they complained that we need more than bread, and when he cooked quail and hip and floated them down on clouds, he had to be at his best. When serpents started biting in the wilderness, instead of penicillin and instead of other medicine, he just made another serpent out of brass and raised it up on a pole and said, look and live. Many who look live and get away, confronting their enemies over and over again, and yet he mocked.
All right, so I just want to stop this for a second. I kind of just had this going, waiting for people to show up, but more than that, no, it's a great message, all of that. I just want to say to you guys are here, obviously. Thank you so much, and whoever ends up watching it, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I just want to say, like, we are the body of Christ, and if we are the body of Christ, we cannot be stepping back and waiting for Christ to come and for the world to end, for him to do everything. They say that it is written. Yes, it is, but that's the whole thing. If we are the body of Christ, my brothers and sisters, think of this. If we are the body of Christ, are we not Christ? Are we not supposed to fix this and do? There's enough of us. We are strong enough. We can do this. And I'm not trying to say I'm Christ or you're Christ. I'm not trying to say that. I know not. I know not what I say. I hope, but I think. And I wonder, if we are not the body of Christ, is it not up to us to stand up and open up the eyes of the people around us? And I know it is so hard, especially for the people around us. And I can never say this enough. I try to say this every video. The hardest people in the world to wake up are the people that are closest to you. It is so hard. Yeah, meeting halfway, two-way road guy. Yeah, it is, but it sometimes can be like I've been dealing with even my brothers, and oh god, they're such just, yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it. But it is so fun, like, not funny, but crazy and just hard. It's like the ones that you want to open up the most, they're so narrow-minded and so shut off. Do you think about all of the pedo shit going out at once? See, you know what is so crazy about that is, everybody's thinking that we're crazy, and then, like you were showing on your video, which I saved it, I think I'm going to show it. I definitely should. But you see that the mainstream media, just like always, they're backpedaling and trying to be like, no, if you hear anything like this, that's crazy. I mean, it's already proven that there isn't, not even 10% of the population believes anything that comes from the mainstream media. They might say it's higher than that, but I guarantee it, no more than 10 to 15% of the population even believes what comes out of mainstream media. And they're sitting there trying to be like, well, if you see this, if you see that, that's why they're trying to take everybody down. I know Alex Jones is fucking Bill Heck. I fucking know. I don't fucking care. That motherfucker's fucking speaks more truth in 1 hour than the fucking CNN has spoken in the last year. So people can say whatever the hell they want about him, this, that, and other thing. But it's like, there's real truth coming out here. There's real fucking truth coming out here, and nobody wants to fucking even admit it. But at the same time, it's there. Like, there's enough of us there, but we don't have the real platform to put it out on. We really don't. I mean, Fox News does better than anybody else, but come on, if you know anything about symbols and numbers and understanding what Fox News actually translates into 666, which that's disturbing, and I'm not trying to say they're horrible or they suck, but isn't that sad when they're the ones telling you the most truth? Should that not be worrisome? No, it's not going to go away. Not until we fucking strangle them. No, Fox won't talk about pedo shit, and that is. And you know what's so crazy too? Like, especially when somebody is actually like, well, I hear you think of all this crazy shit. So what do you think is the main thing? And what do you think's going on in the world? And you're like, well, the world for, if not 100, if not thousands of years, has been run by the actual currency of this world is children. It is blood sacrifice. It is children. If you try to even explain to somebody that, hey, guess what? The currency of this world is children, they think that you're fucking crazy. And it's like, no, pedophiles and, demons, they run this world, and it is children. It is the innocent. And they look at you like you got a dick growing out of your forehead. Pardon my French. Why do Why do you think everyone's looking for the truth on YouTube and Twitter? The reason that I think everybody's looking for the truth here is because it's the easiest way to get your thoughts out there to the most people, but at the same time, we know our thoughts aren't getting out to anybody. I mean, we're shadow bound 98%, but guess what? We're still fucking going. Conspiracy theories are truthers. Conspiracy theories was a term. No, the conspiracy theory, yes, the term of that definitely came up from the CIA and all that. Because then, here's the thing is, people can call something a conspiracy, and especially a conspiracy theory, and then it gets proven true. Well, it's been called a conspiracy theory 100 times more. And then you get one bleep that they go, oh, well, hey, that was true. Well, guess what? The brainwashing of the hundreds of thousands of hours that went out saying that it was a conspiracy theory, and then you get literally less than 30 seconds of them going, oh, we were wrong. That was right. You know what I mean? You can't wash that out. Even though it's been spoken that it was true and right, you still have 90% of the population going, nope, it's still true because I heard about it for 100 hours. It's fucking insanity. More people are now listening and believing in than I think they were 6 months ago. No, yes, more people definitely are. Thank God. That's why we're here. I promise you, look, you were not awoken for a stupid reason. You are not awoken just because. You were chosen. I promise you this, my brothers and sisters. You were chosen. And I can't say why you were. Sometimes I wonder why I was. And sometimes it seems like the hardest fucking job ever given that has no fucking accolades. And yes, it does, because the payoff is just, I know it's a hard one. Revelations means revealing. Yeah, and that, okay. So, and that's what irritates me too. A lot of people are like, well, Revelations, doomsday, fucking end days, this, that, apocalypse, and all that, and it means the great revealing, and nobody understands it. Nobody understands it. You're like, no, it's not going to be the end of whatever. No, it's the great revealing, motherfuckers. Pardon my French. All right, let's get going with this. Let me know if you guys got anything else. Thank you for being here, seriously.
If you're putting your house on the market, this is a story you have to see. It could save you thousands
No, we don't.
of dollars.
We don't have to
Here's
see.
Arcadia Hahn.
And march them 40 years in the wilderness without wearing out a piece of clothes. That'd be at his best.
Who to lose, Annie or Steven?
Walking around the walls of Jericho, and at a shout, walls came falling down. There can be no better display of the greatness of our God, says many, than the deliverance.
I guess we lost Annie. They always kick her off.
They think not.
I like her. She does. Oh, you're here. It's funny. It never shows me. Like it shows me nobody's even here.
He rushed
all right,
to that
sorry.
passage of scripture that tells us when God of Israel. They think not. He was mighty good, but he wasn't at his best. He rushed to that passage of scripture that tells us when God was at his best. And that John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave not one of his sons, as the University of Chicago now says, but his only
begotten son.
All the rest of us are children through adoption. And I'm glad I've
Thank
been
you.
adopted
And
into
damn
the
right.
family of God.
You're right, Father.
But he had only one begotten son, and he did what I could have never done. He looked at fallen man.
Okay. I can't say that because why I'm okay, not to say that I'm okay with how fucked up this world is, but I don't know where your guys' moment was when you actually, like, I think we all passed that threshold where it's like, holy crap. And it was a really hard thing, but so swiftly came to me was I would gladly be crucified like Jesus. I would gladly have my head chopped off. I would do that, especially if it meant for just one person that I loved, let alone for the world. Once you can realize and understand that your head will be chopped off and you will be crucified, nothing can scare you, my brothers and sisters. I'm telling you. And that is a hard thing to come to, and it is an insane thing to come to and understand. But once you come to that understanding, that feeling that, you know what, I'm willing to have my head chopped off, I'm willing to be crucified for the world, for who I love, this, that. Because even if it doesn't seem like at that moment that it will be for anything, it will. So once you can come to understand that you're willing to give that, nothing can scare you.
And agreed to give his son as a substitute for the whole. I have a son, and I know about the fallenness of man, but I could never give my
No, yes, one person. I remember the first person when I was trolling the guy that was doing Blood Intent, and the first person that came across that was like, "Oh my God, I saw your video. You talked all the crap about it, and I went and checked you out before I did Blood Intent. And because of you, I didn't leave my Blood Intent and upload it to the internet." And it's like right then, I felt like I saved one soul. Oh my God, right then was my complete like, oh my God, I did something. You know what I mean? Yes, and being so mind blown when everything happens. I mean, it's either you're gonna curl up in a ball and cry, or you're gonna be like triumphant, and you realize like we're playing a great game, and there will be one day that we will have to stand up, shut up, whatever the hell it is. And it is insane to me when you realize that you're here for a reason. You probably are the last generation, and you were chosen. Oh my God, it is so mind blowing. It is insane. Now it shows there's nobody even here.
willingly for nobody. What it was, I don't know what it takes, but I tell you now, I wouldn't do it. I don't have what God had. So he must have been at his best when he took a look at his only begotten son. When he took a look at the glory and the Shekinah of all heaven. When he took a look at one who knew no sin. When he took a look at one who had no faults. And not for Billy Graham, not for his mother, not for some outstanding citizen, but the whole earth was Skid Row. Sin was the greatest disease. And for Skid Row, he gave his only begotten son. The glory and the Shekinah of all heaven. It had to be the great moment in the history of God. Dying for me. How can it be? We just sang it. That my God, thou shouldst die for me. No. He hadn't reached his greatest yet. He still got more he can do. He hadn't reached his greatest yet. He still got more he can do that we have not seen yet. Let's search a little further. Let's search a little further. Let's look at what he did in Christ. For God was in Christ. Let's search a little further. Let's watch him. Let's watch him. Let's even watch his birth. Never a one born like him. Holy Lord God Almighty. Born in a stable and laid in a manger. I wouldn't have come that way. Born in a stable and laid in a manger. If I were God, my God, you all would know who I was. My God, I would have a golden stairwell from earth to glory. And I'd have angels on every tier singing, holy, holy. And I'd have trumpets blasting like this on every stairwell. And yet, he slipped in here in the womb of a virgin and laid in a manger. Lord God Almighty. And P.S. Wilkerson says, and y'all lay it on him, but Dr. P.S. Wilkerson, one of the great preachers of Texas who's nigh in glory, says that when the angels sang, it was a rebellion in heaven. Lord God Almighty. He said because they couldn't take it. Even the idea of Christ leaving heaven upset them. But then when they saw the preciousness of heaven slipping into the womb of a woman.
Well, you must have a lot more patience than I do. I somewhat maybe think about doing that every once in a while, a little bit, but for the most part, I have a hard time with it. Like, I've done everything this past year, like forgiving everybody for everything, even my brothers, that whatever. Um, and it's weird because I've forgiven the world, I've forgiven almost everything, and man, I'm stuck on that one of my, yeah, it sucks. I'm stuck on that, and I'm trying to get over it, but at least I know that's where I'm stuck, and I'm trying to fix that. It's just hard, and I'm not even going to get into that. But man, forgiveness is everything, and man, that is the one thing I'm stuck trying to do. It's bad enough I have to dump down 98% of the conversation to most people I talk to nowadays. Yeah, no, it is. It is hard because it's like a lot of times, like you do, because it's like, do I even have the time or the energy to even get into it with this person about anything? And I mean, I know we need to, but we all know that it's like sometimes it's just like, dude, I don't have the time, the energy, and it's not worth it because they're not going to listen anyways. Let alone, yes, having to dumb yourself down to a point just to get them there to listen, and it's a hard knock life for me.
Gestating for 9 months and coming out saying yes ma'am and no ma'am. And when they saw man lay him in a manger and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, what we heard was a rebellion. Say holy, holy. On earth wasn't saying nothing. The angels broke loose and said, glory to God in the highest. Holy Lord God Almighty. Look
Alright,
at him, look at him,
this
look at him. Not
this
only in
is
his
a
brain,
very
but look at him
good one.
in his life. Look at him, look at him. Never a man lived like him. Look
Alright,
at him in
this
his miracles.
is a very
Look
good
at him
one.
changing water to wine at a blush.
But
Look at him.
I'm gonna move on to another one for you guys. Wait, alright, this one is like, whoa. Hey, how's it going, Ann? Good to see you here. Alright, we're moving on. This one, hey. You might need a hanky. No, I'm just joking. But here we go, alright?
You can possess one thing that God himself cannot possess. God cannot possess a need, but he requires it of us. You can have something God can't have.
Think of that. Alright, you know what?
Because the law
I'm
of
gonna literally restart this. But think of this. Think of this. Open your mind. Think about this.
You can possess one thing that God himself cannot possess. God cannot possess a need, but he requires it of us.
Think of that.
You can have something God can't have.
Think of that. Somebody that can have everything, but you're able to have something they can't. Think of
Because
that.
the law of attraction for God is need. And God was saying, God was saying, I wanted to start activating the law of divine attraction by my people creating in their lives a need. Because I'm not drawn to gifted people. I'm not drawn to complexes and choirs and preachers and ministries. I'm drawn to one thing. If I can find a need, I'm fixing to show up.
Hallelujah.
I don't care if it hair lifts every religious junkie in the world because Jesus is looking to meet a need. Just give Jesus some needs, and he promises he will be attracted to it. I need to have a guarantee from God when I go home that he's going to show up. And I said, God, what can I do to get you to show up? He said, bring me the hurting, bring me the messed up, bring me the dysfunctional. I promise you, if you fill my house with problems, I'll fill my...
Thank you. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't show up. And people have been saying it's not showing, my live streams are up. Sorry, I'm pausing this on everybody. I apologize. But give a thumbs up for whatever reason it seems to help.
house with presents.
Sorry about that. That was... Yeah. This means a lot right here.
And I said, God, what can I do to get you to show up? He said, bring me the hurting, bring me the messed up, bring me the dysfunctional. I promise you, if you fill my house with problems, I'll fill my house with presents.
I'm telling you, I'm telling demons, I'm telling devils, and the two preachers that's
Okay,
watching.
sorry, I gotta pause this again. Goodness, but you gotta hear what he says. No, what is weird to me is, like, if I'm in a crowd of people or this or that, I seem to really resonate. But for when I'm, and even when I'm just, reacting with somebody, I mean, especially back in the day. But nowadays, like, if I'm like trying to hang out and talk with somebody that is like-minded, oh my God, well, I have the greatest time in the world. But somebody that's not, I have a hard time chilling myself out. I have issues. Like, I can be the greatest, funnest thing in the world, and then at the same time, like, I can be the biggest downkill or fucking buzzkill, and I don't even mean to do it, but I'll do it. It's just who I am. It sucks. Well, it doesn't suck. That's just who I've become to be. Not that I'm being a buzzkill or trying to be a buzzkill, but it's like, I don't know. So, but a lot of times I feel, yes, the people gravitate towards you, cool, this, that. But man, there are some people, and I feel there's some people that either they got demons attached to them or this or that. And it's like, what the hell, man? I cannot connect with that person, and it just automatically, you almost want to yell at them about your beliefs. And it's crazy. It is, yes, finding common ground for the conversation is a good idea. All right, I'm going to let this go. I've been yapping. Sorry, guys.
I'll fill my house with presents.
I'm telling you, I'm telling demons, I'm telling devils, and the two preachers that's watching us. It's the Holy Ghost that's kept us. It's the Holy Ghost that's kept us. It's the Holy Ghost that's flowed through us. It's the Holy Ghost that's flowed over us. It's the Holy Spirit that's flowed over us like a river. It's the Holy Spirit that's affixed himself in our lives.
With UpNest, expert real estate agents in your area compete to save you money when buying or selling your house.
Alan, up here.
It's the Holy Spirit that has said, I'll get you through. I am able to do it. I have seen him knock devils aside and demons aside. This is the rest wherewith he causes the weary to rest. You can write it 100 times over, 1,000 times over. And there's nobody in history, and I'm not wearing it like some badge.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to tell you that there's nothing the Holy Spirit can't do. You don't need Valium. You need the very Holy Ghost. Hallelujah. You don't need another psychologist. You need Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'm sorry. Interrupting this guy is fucking rude as shit. So is my language. No, one thing is, like, seriously, I read Joel Osteen's book. I burned that shit. I burned it. That dude's a piece of shit. And I just want to make sure that, like, I don't agree with big churches on anything, this, that, da, 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 da. But I will admit, people like this and who I try to share, they at least have a true message and they're truly saying it. Not some Joel Osteen crap. But no, I usually don't agree with, big churches, this crap, that, da 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 da. But no, this guy is really speaking some good shit. So I just, whatever, I'm a dick and I interrupted for no reason, obviously.
He walks up and down in the avenues of your heart and the avenues of your life. Somebody said, well, I just don't think he would even be good to you, you poor little empty-headed, air-headed cabbage brain. The only one he can be good to. He can't pick you up unless you're down. He cannot strengthen you unless you're weak. He cannot save you unless you're lost. He cannot fill you until you are empty. He said, I'll fill your hearts to overflowing with the Holy Ghost and with fire. You get a little strong, you might be right, I'll get strong with it. I'm gonna stay strong with it.
Yes, they are. Yes, they turned it into a
I'm
set.
not gonna let it rain. You won't hear thunder, no
You're right,
lightning.
Annie.
You just create a need.
Ryan, sorry.
And watch me come with a miraculous. See, it's you're waiting for some dynamic something. This is so simple. I'm telling you, God is saying, you don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need the video streams. I tell you what, give me a couple of drug addicts, give me a couple of folks who are going through a divorce, and I'll show up. That's the only
like this
encouragement
guy.
I've got going. What does it take to get God to go from omnipresent to manifest present? What? But see, you're always in the presence of God. He fills all time and space. But what we need for him is to shake a window, rattle a door, knock over a table. What does it take for God to get in a building and go from invisible to tangible? Now, I know what we'd say, good choirs, good trios, great music. I think that's a blessing. I hope we do the best we can. But I promise you, the reason why there has been such a dynamic display of deity's glory is not because we're good praisers or good singers or even good worshipers, but there's a few thousand needs that have piled into this auditorium, and God is attracted to need. I know it's so simplistic, you'll be able to understand it.
Amen.
God is drawn to needs. What God will step over up to get to somebody that's got a need. He'll walk right by us if he can find.
Oh, you son of a.
With UpNest, expert real estate agents in your area compete to save you money when buying or selling your house. Jen, down here.
Hello?
Really?
I love your house.
Sorry, guys.
Find somebody that's got a need. And God knows everybody's got a need, but we're not honest about it. We will not say we have a need. So we act like we don't have any. It is seriously, physically, emotionally, and spiritually dangerous to sit on a pew with anybody that's got a real need. But you get somebody next to you who's just got their divorce papers, who just got a cancer report, who just got a pink slip from their job. And while you just kind of go, praise the Lord, they're going to go, ah, wow! They're going to create a mess. Why? Because they know that there's only one thing that can draw the power of God into that pew is somebody to present their need.
Yeah, that's for down there.
Anybody got a need? Anybody got a need?
Thank you. I was looking forward to you being here. Thank you.
And here's what I feel God said to me while all this boogalooing was going on. He said, my people want me, but they don't need me yet. It's not enough for us to believe in God. It's not enough for us to love God. It's not enough for us to want God. You wait till you see the revival breaks out when we decide, I need you. I've got to have you.
And he needs
I
more of
can't
you, brother.
function without you. When we leave with a level of desperation generation. If God doesn't help me, I'm a dead duck. I'm gonna try it again. I'm not trying to beat up on nobody. Just listen to me. This is one of the greatest revelations I've ever got. God is not drawn to full. Why? Because the divine law of attraction is that he's attracted to what's empty. He's not attracted to what's right. He's attracted to what's wrong. He's not attracted to what's fixed. He's attracted to what's broken. That's not God's word to Apostle Paul. No, I ain't gonna fix you. Why? You might forget me. So instead of fixing you, I'll let you keep a need, because I'm drawn to need, and my strength is made perfect
by your need.
Too many strong folks among us. Too many think we can live.
That is his fuel. Is our need.
Like somehow the prophet doesn't show up, I'll force my flesh. You heard it. God won't bless that flesh to any kind of great degree.
I like it too, yes.
You know why we don't want to say anything about our need?
I like being able to conversate back and forth with you guys.
Image keeping. Well, what would they think? Well, can they fix it? No. Then who gives a flip what they can think?
I love you guys. Thank you for being
over that
here.
lust, over that habit, over those mistakes. Have they got blood that can wash you? Have they got spirit that can empower you? If they can't do it, forget their opinion. Present your need.
Man, can you imagine what's flowing through his veins, how he feels at that moment? Can you? Oh, on the book.
I'm gonna get this. In the beginning. Now that's the proof for all faith. You don't.
All right, so that was awesome. Right. I think another good one.
I got a car with an app. I don't mean I shop for a car.
Thumbs
I mean
down.
I went from I want a car to
Thumbs
here.
down, go away. Right? Okay, let's see. Give us all a chance to get to know each other better. All right. Well, if we all want to get a chance to know each other better, you go first. I think that's a great idea, but you gotta go first. I think everybody knows everything about me. I mean, God, I've been stupid enough to probably speak. Yeah. Good portion. So, I don't really think I need to. I don't know. Give us all a chance to get to know better. Well, where to say? I mean, hey, this was your idea, was it not? So, all right. Well, for whatever reason, I'm not in the mindset to yappy yap, like we all know I usually am. So we'll go on to this next one.
You're going to need this message. Maybe not today, but you're going to need it next year sometime. The lesson is that you're going to be at times and seasons of your life when you want to quit. Don't quit. Don't stop. Don't turn around. Don't fail. He's telling them, keep going. Keep pushing. Keep pressing. Yeah, you're going to have troubles. Yes, stuff is going to be difficult. Yes, you're going to be criticized, talked about. People, they don't understand the decisions that you make. Yes, there's going to be some stuff you're going to ask God for. He ain't going to give you. But don't quit. But that's not how culture is today. We want everything to happen overnight.
Damn, girl.
We don't understand that during the course of life, life is with ups and downs. We live in a culture where people are not willing to view life and comprehend life that it's a journey. We don't live with an understanding that there are going to be ups and downs, that there are going to be some good days and bad days. We think every day ought to be a sunny day. But let me tell you something. During the course of life, there are going to be some sunshiny days, but there also going to be some stormy days. I wish I could tell you that my wife and I, we've been married for 34 years. I wish I could tell you that we've been married for 34 years and it's just been wonderful all those 34 years, but that would be far from the truth. The reality of the fact that
Okay. Here we go. Oops. I'm not doing what, not to even say what your problem is or to ask you what your problem is or your reaction or your focus of what's going on. I'm going to just try to say something without you telling me anything. And then after I say what I have to say, please inform us of what you're going through so that we can talk about it and help. But more than anything, please just realize that you're playing one of the greatest games ever played. And it would not be worth playing if it was not hard. Recognize that, use that, and realize that you are literally the body of Christ. And if you are the body of Christ, you can do anything. All right. So why is everything going so bad for you right now? How can we help, or how can we talk about it? I have major brain damage from meds. The doctors pulled me off of them. So, does that mean that you're like going through withdrawals from the medication or the painkillers or whatever? Are you going through withdrawals of that? And is it hard not to want to do something else to help the pain? Please elaborate as much as you can. All right, well, while we're waiting for that. Oh, shit. Just made my car go off. Damn key in my pocket. All right. Well, I'm thirsty, so, okay. Here we go. Yes, it's... Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, how long? So, have you self-medicated, or you've been literally a year without anything and you're still going through hell? It was 4 a.m. muscle relaxer. I don't have a problem with the meds. It's also just too quick, and now half of my brain is, and my skill is always on fire. Skin is always on fire. I can feel most of it. Whoa. Whoa, a year and you still feel the same way? That's crazy. I didn't do every damn drug that there was, but pretty damn close for back in my day. I remember coming down off of ecstasy. Oh man, that was 28 days straight. By the time the last day we did it, I was taking 7 pills and sniffing too. Oh my god, that was insanity. But I do remember my girl at the time, Megan. I locked her in the fucking room for a week. I wouldn't let her go anywhere. Nope. Would not let her fucking leave, because I literally told her, I'm like, hey, even though you're the one that got us to do this, that, and other thing, I'm the man, brah, 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 whatever that fucking means, right? I'm like, so there's no way I'm letting you leave here until you actually are clean. And I locked her in the damn room with me for a week. And I remember the second day, and I always made sure to sleep on the front part of the bed so she couldn't get out. I know this sounds like I kidnapped somebody, but whatever. We were together many years after this. But like, so she couldn't get out, because it was just like, oh, hell no. You can leave and we can be done with our relationship, whatever you want to say it. But I was stupid enough to let me do this, and now we've gone to this point, and you're not leaving until we're both clean. And I do remember one of the times waking up, and it was like a balloon had filled up in my head, and filled up till it had so much pressure that it fucking blew up. I'd never felt such a pain inside of my head in my whole life. It literally was like a balloon popped inside of my head. It was the most horrible, horrible feeling. But I've come down off of many things and done that with many girls on many different things. For whatever reason, booze always seemed to help. That was my thing to go back to. It always made it, I guess, easier for me. Whatever. So, no, it is a weird thing. I only heard that rarely, of it sticking around for, longer than a couple weeks. All right, sorry. Da-da-da-da. Neurological problem. Yeah. Definitely knows. Thanks for trying to. I appreciate when I can. Yeah, no, I could not even imagine just being stuck with, that type of a constant just losing your mind. Not because to a point, I'm sure that's what it's got to feel like. You're constantly just like, fuck. Yeah, that can't be easy, and I'm really sorry that you're going through that and that you're having to deal with that, because that just cannot feel good. Okay, so you do all of that. Does that help? And does it have any type of change doing all of that? Well, that's not no fun. Alright. I'm gonna start this back up. But keep going.
I can just be point blank honest with you that some days I didn't want to be married to her no more, and some days she didn't want to be married to me no more. Thank God we never felt the same way on the same day. Husband ain't paying the bills you want the way you want. He ain't bringing the money home. Wife ain't giving you nothing. You just quit. But we gotta learn. We have to learn in life that you gotta learn how to endure. You can never achieve.
Yeah. Everything seems to be connected from my stomach to my brain. I can feel everything in my brain. It's weird. You know, I know there's some weird shit that's going on, and I don't know what is hitting you, but I know certain things sometimes just don't feel right. One thing that I wonder, has this been your whole life, or did this start happening after a certain factor happened in your life, or you became to have a different belief, or a divorce, or like was there I don't want to be like mean whatever, but was there like a trigger or something that happened that was drastic right before this came for you to have this, or has this been since day one? Yeah, no, gut health is good. And you know, the funny thing is I'm such a I always have my mom bring back this organic honey from Idaho. She goes to take care of my grandma a couple times a year. And it's funny because I give it to so many people, and I always tell them, you know, take a spoonful first thing every morning. You know, helps your antioxidants, freaking boost your metabolism. And I'm not joking. My dumbass probably maybe takes a spoonful once a week, or when I don't feel good. Like, it's so funny because I laugh sometimes. I'm like, dude, you spend all, and I don't care the money that I spend. I don't charge it. I just give it to people. But I laugh. I'm like, you got all this goodness that, you know, you're giving out to everybody and telling them, make sure you're taking the honey I gave you, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm sitting here as a dumbass and maybe eat a fifth, not even a tenth of what I get. And I give it out to everybody and don't even listen to my own shit that I tell people. I'm like, take a spoonful every morning. It's good for you. And which it is. But I don't even listen to my own fucking advice. It's pathetically sad sometimes when I think about it. From the medicine as soon as I quit, about 5 days in. See, that's kind of shitty. And it's still stuck on. Wow. Yeah, that does not seem fair at all.
Anything in life, if you don't learn how to take a licking and keep on ticking, you gotta live when it's raining, you gotta live when the sun is shining, you gotta keep on going no matter what the circumstance, what life might hand to you. And stuff's gonna be handed to you. You're gonna have stuff handed to you. But we live in a culture where you let a little truth ain't stop you. Now here's what the devil wants to do. The devil wants to lie to you, and the devil wants to shoot darts at you, and the devil wants you to doubt God. He wants you to think that God can't bring you out. He cannot fix the situation. He cannot turn it around. He won't answer your prayers. He doesn't care about you. He wants to speak all these lies and these deceits and cause you to doubt God. And when the devil gets you doubting God, he has breached your breastplate of righteousness. Endurance is stick with God. Keep
armor
going.
of God.
Don't walk away from God. Don't stop believing God. Don't stop trusting God. Endurance is a key point. It means persevere, remain, bear the trial, hold the course, have fortitude. It means.
With UpNest, expert real estate agents in your area compete to save you money when buying or selling your house. Jen.
It means to keep going even though you got a load on you. Even you got something that's making you cry, keep on going, keep running the race, tears running down your face, body in pain.
You've got to make up your mind whether you're going to be a victor or a victim. You've got to make up your mind whether you're going to fight or retreat.
Okay, well, I refuse vaccinations and spinal injections, so they dropped me. Okay, well, you refusing vaccinations is completely, probably the smartest thing that you could do or anybody could do. Vaccinations are horrible. But spine, whatever. Okay, well, I remember as a kid that people literally would get in trouble. Kids would get in trouble, and their parents would test them for doing acid, and they'd have to literally do a spinal tap to check them for acid. And you could only have it done once or twice. Like any kind of spinal injection, I would imagine is probably not a good thing or anything. So for you to say no to both of those, to me, sounds like a pretty smart thing. But that's how our corrupt shit works. If you have an idea and understand. Oh, fuck, man. If I knew what I knew now, I think maybe my pops would still be alive, but bah, whatever. No, it is amazing. They will not let us do anything to actually try to save our lives. They're not there to save your life. Yes, if you're gonna die in the next hour or whatever, yeah, they'll save your fucking life. But nothing they do for you or they give you is really to heal you. It's to medicate that and have more problems to where they can medicate you for that and charge you more. It's insanity. Medications as they are. Okay, so I don't know who saw the video that I did. Who saw the video that I did where this chick was talking about the stem cells. And this isn't like the dirty dirt balls that are using kids' stem cells that they suck out of people from Planned Parenthood. This broad was your own stem cells because you have most stem cells in your fat. So she takes a little bit of your fat out with your stem cells and then puts it where you have an injury, and all of a sudden you have 100-time boost of stem cells healing where you have an injury that are your own stem cells. So not like the sick shit. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna kill this broad, like flat out. Thank you. I'm glad you saw it. But yeah, that's our biggest problem is there are these breakthroughs and there are these things that can have understandings, but there's no give it to you. You got to find it yourself. So whatever the hell you're going through with that, it does seem like it's really a horrible thing, and it's like down to the neurological, or not neurological, but down to your what would you call your feelers? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, it's down to it's something that just does not seem like that it can be taken care of easily. There's an imbalance that is probably making it happen, and that sucks so much. I hope somehow you figure it out. Well, yeah, no, look into it. If you I don't think you were there for the other video. It was a couple days ago on one of my live feeds, and it's the chick, and her name is Christian Camila. Christian Camila. And you need, like, everybody needs to go there and fill out her thing and sign the petition because the FDA is literally trying to make it to where she, and I'm not saying that, I'm not sure this is going to be able to help you, but trust me, if she can figure this out or she's got this going, whatever. But no, it might be something that might work. No, I can only imagine how hard it would be to deal with pain. Like, I'm used to having pains here, there, everywhere. I'm used to it doing construction, this, that, my whole life. But it is crazy when sometimes I get a pain somewhere that I've never had one, and I'm like, what the hell? I couldn't imagine feeling like my skin was on fire, this and that. I mean, cement and all that makes me feel itchy and all that. I can always take a shower and it would go away. And, like, I couldn't imagine. I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. I am so sorry you have to deal with that. No, and that is funny, and it's not even lately that all these freaking doctors have been ending up dead. No, it's been going on for years. As soon as you figure something out, you're dead. And, here's one thing that, whatever, if they're going to kill me, they killed me already. No. But no, you got to understand, A guy literally in back right around 1900. It was like either right before 1900 or right after, 19 something. Right around that era, a guy literally figured out how to cure cancer and everything through vibrations because we are a vibration. God spoke, and here we are. And people don't understand we are a vibration. It is proven that you can do a speaker, you can put sand on it, salt, whatever, and it moves and this, that, the other thing. We are a vibration. We literally could cure cancer and cure every fucking illness just putting a certain vibration through somebody. And you think they want to fucking admit that or let that go? That's why this chick is going to get killed, or, they're going to try to kill her and they're trying to shut her up because that's why they've been doing all the stem cell research with all these babies they've been taking from Planned Parenthood, because they literally thought that they could find a one cure all. We can have the top of the market of the greatest thing ever and fucking make, millions and trillions and trillions and billions of trillions of dollars off of it. And the only thing that they came to realize, everybody is different. That's the whole thing about this chick. The FDA is trying to call it a drug. How is it a drug when it's your own stem cells out of your own fat? It's not from somebody else. It's your own stem cells out of your own fat, and they want to label it as a drug. So that means my cells are a drug. How much are we owned? I mean, we sit here and oh my God, it is insane. All right, what are you guys saying up here? Sorry, heard about that. We are energy. We are light. We are energy. Man, when I use my PX900 to zoom in on those fucking stars, they don't look like fucking planets. They look like Faraday fucking cages. Alright, I'm gonna get going on this again. Dun, 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 dun. I need to figure out how to do my damn computer so I can actually do a decent fucking thing for you guys. I'm sorry. I'm lazy. And then I'm drunk, and then I want to show you.
Paul says, take a stand and give in to no one over any issue because you're a child of God. Take a stand means be persistent. Be persistent. Be persistent. Jesus said, he that puts his hand to the plow and looks back is not worthy of the kingdom. Without persistence, your dreams are an illusion. Your plans are a hoax. Your hopes are a pipe dream. Persistence is Job attending the funeral of 10 of his children. Think of that. Attending the funeral of one child is enough to break your mind. But going to the funeral of 10 of your children, then losing your wealth in one day, and losing your health in one day, and then listening to your wife, who has a tongue sharp enough to trim a hedge, come up and say, curse God.
No, don't thank us at all. Thank you for sharing, and, I wish we had a little bit more to help with, but that's just really a hard one. But no, thank you for coming and sharing. And it's funny, it never shows me how many people are actually here, but whatever, forever listens to this or is on right now. If there's anything you want to talk about, like somebody asked me, is there anything you don't have an opinion on or you don't think that you know something about? And I was like, yeah, pygmies. Anything else I have an opinion about and I probably know something about. What you're going through is along the side of, I feel like I know a little bit, but almost by the pygmy thing. So I'm sorry we couldn't help more, but thank you. And anybody that has anything they want to talk about, anything they're going through, please, I would love to hear about it. And we'd all love to help whatever and talk about anything. So thank you for actually, bringing that to the table and letting us know. Awesome.
Job said, though God slay me, I will come forth as pure gold. I will not quit. I will not bend. I will not bow. I will not burn. I will persist. I am able to endure this because God is with me. We're hard pressed on every side, but we're not crushed. We're perplexed, but we're not in despair. We've been persecuted, but we've not been forgotten.
You know, it's funny. A lot of times that I do these videos, I'm not even really sure what I'm gonna do or where I'm gonna go. And for whatever reason, it seems to work. But no, more than anything, thank you guys for being here. I love you all.
We've been struck down, but we're not knocked out. The Hagee translation reads it this way: hell has thrown the kitchen sink at me, and I'm still on my feet. I'm fighting the good fight. I'm still enduring. I'm still standing. I will not bend, bow, or burn. Through Christ, you're looking at the winner. The night before his head was chopped off, this prophet of persistence put his pen to the parchment, and in the dim light of his prison cell, he fought a good fight. I have finished the course. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, and not to me only, but to all of those in Cornerstone, all of those in America, all of those in Europe, all of those in Canada, all of those in third world countries who are listening to this telecast, that God has a reward laid up for you, that the half of which has not entered into your mind. If you will endure to the end, it's yours. So I ask the thousands of you who are here and the millions of you who are listening around the world, have you been knocked down? I have a word from heaven today. Get up! Have you been knocked down by a bitter divorce? Get up! Have you been knocked down by the betrayal of a dear friend? Get up! Have you been knocked down by the death of someone that you love dearly? Get up! Have you been knocked down by fighting a deadly disease? Get up! Have you been knocked down by a financial crisis? Get out! Have you been knocked down by a business reversal that you couldn't stop? Get out! Have you been knocked down by a sudden tragedy that struck your family out of the blue like lightning out of heaven? The message from heaven is, get up, get up, give up, get up, never give up. Dust yourself off and get back in the race. Falling down does not make you a failure. Staying down makes you a failure. Fight back. No gorgonzola?
Wow.
No tapenade? No chutney? Nothing.
We say no because we don't want to hear it.
Even with nothing on.
You're a child of God, the royal blood of heaven.
I actually got on my hands and knees today, excuse me, to ask God and Jesus for their help. When they said, when they say don't take their drugs, that's no joke. Feel free to use any of this for your videos. Oh. For me, it is really hard because for me, I've asked people when I've talked to them, and they're like, "Well, how do you know God's real or this or that?" And it's like, there's a belief. But when I've asked people, I'm like, "Have you ever?" Especially people that say that they believe in God, this or that, and I ask them, I'm like, "Have you ever felt God put His hands on your shoulders?" And when you see them, you know the people that have had that feeling. Because when you say that, they look up at you with this stare of like, what? Because, come on, when you feel God's hands on your shoulders, you appreciate it and you love it. But to even speak of it to anybody else or even acknowledge it as being real or somebody else even noticing or understanding it, you're like, holy shit, it's almost like like, wait, that wasn't just me, I'm not crazy. But there is that look that I'm missing the word. I can't find the fucking word, pardon my French, but there is this reaction, and you see the look on their face like, holy crap, you know what that's like, or holy crap, you felt that too. It's not fake. There's this look. But on the people that have never felt it, they look at you at like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then you have the ones that act like I felt that before. And you can tell just by their reaction of what they say is easy, but the look on their eyes, because it's not like a look like you just look up like, yeah, I've felt that. When somebody else that has really felt that and they said that and it wasn't even you speaking it, somebody else spoke it, and they say that, you look up like, it's almost like you just saw a shooting star that was so fucking bright. There's a different reaction in the light of somebody's eyes when they hear that, and because it's not like somebody saying, it's not like you saying it and somebody else being like, oh yeah, I know what that's like. You didn't even mention it to this person and they freaking talk of it and you're just like, oh crap. But no, there's not a greater feeling than feeling the Father's, God's, Yeshua, Jesus, whatever it is. But when those hands go on your shoulders, and the feeling of like, it's just like sun, it's inconceivable. All right, whatever. Here we go. Sorry, guys.
It's flowing in your veins. God does not sponsor flops, and he does not manufacture junk. You are a child of the Most High God. You're going to stand in the winner's circle. You're not going to be the victim. You're going to be the victor, because Christ is Lord over your situation. Only believe all things are possible for. So the question is, because I feel tension in the room, how do I make it through my race? How do I endure what I'm enduring? How do I...
That is a good way to explain it to somebody. Damn, sorry I freaking cut into his little speech here. It's pretty good. But no, there's something though. We've all sat there and just had to have blind belief. But I don't know about you guys, but whatever. I've had my moments of where, because I know many times I should be dead. He wants me here for whatever reason. Many moments that I should be dead, but besides that, the times that like I could say that I've felt his hands on my shoulders, and I'm like, what? It's so humbling and so whatever. I don't know if you guys have felt, whatever, but there is something when that hits you, and it's like and you always knew. But right then, you really know. You know, I don't know. That's the best way to know how to explain it. Sorry. All right, I'll stop interrupting this. We'll get this one over, and then we'll do some talking. Sorry, guys.
make it through these tough seasons in life? How do I survive a marriage that doesn't seem like it's going anywhere? How do I win when it looks like I'm losing? How do I go up when it feels like I'm going down? How do I face every day when the yesterday feels so horrible? How can I get up and face tomorrow? I'm glad.
Okay, I'm fucking, yeah, here I go. I'm freaking stopping again. True, I don't believe that I've had that experience before. Would be nice. I guess there's no real way to tell somebody how to experience or how to have it. But for me, I think it was when I guess this is kind of okay. All right, this is kind of hard to, let's see. All right. I would say the beginning of coming to that point. I remember I was driving one day, and it was about a half an hour drive. Driving down the freeway, you know, everybody's going 85, da da da, trying to stay out of people's way, but at the same time trying to stay in the fast lane, going about, you know, 75. And something came over me, and it was like, you know, I feel all this irritation about life and everything that I've gone through and my pain, wham, this, that, everything. And then I realized that we are children. And imagine the pain that he's gone through. Think of history. Think of everything that's happened. Think of everything you go through 1,000,000, trillion, billion times fold. And he has to feel the pain of all of that. I'm not joking. I bawled my eyes out, and like, I don't cry. Well, what I call it, I don't cry. My eyes leak. But that doesn't happen very often. Like, it probably hadn't happened for over a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Not since before my pops. Yeah, when my pops died. And that took me about a week before I even cried about that, and that was over in about 5 seconds. But no, I just bawled like for a half an hour. Not a half an hour, probably, I'd say a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It was a good part of the ride. And I had no idea. I'm like, why am I bawling? And it was like the only thing I could think. And I'm like, I felt horrible for God for all the pain that he had to go through. And that was the beginning, I think. And I'm talking months later, that it was literally other understandings and other feelings that came across, was like doubting myself. And I'm like, yeah, and I just, what am I doing? Like, does it even really matter? This, that. And just something all of a sudden, like, came over me as I'm like doing, my regular thing, making videos, going through shit, trying to research stuff, trying to find what's, worthy to throw on. And there was just this thing that just, there was two hands on my shoulders. And my whole body just felt like it was vibrating in this vibration that I can't even explain. And it was just like, good job, or you're doing good, or what. I can't even say that it was even anything of like, it was just a vibration on my shoulders that made no sense, except for it just felt like appreciation, or I can't say that words were spoken or an understanding was. It was just this, like, keep going forward, or you're doing right. I don't even know. I can't even say that, but it was just a feeling of ecstasy that better than, and I've done a lot of drugs. I don't do any drugs anymore, but I've done a lot of drugs, from ecstasy to just about everything. Never did heroin or any of that crazy shit. But it was a greater feeling, and I wouldn't say it was a high, but it was a greater feeling than even any of those, which that's kind of hard to have. Okay, hold on, sorry. Putting his hands out towards me. You gotta understand, if your eyes are open, if you have the eyes to see, the heart to feel, the mind to know, if he's chosen you. But it is up to you right now and at this moment to find your way, because if your eyes are open right now to everything, and everything is a lie. And look, I'm gonna tell you, the greatest lie. Look, they said he would come and deceive the world. The God of this world is Satan. We live in his world. The God of this world is Satan. The true one, that what we're really looking for, is the true Father. The one that came and separated the waters from the waters. That is who the true Father is. But we have this problem because people keep believing in the God of this world. The God of this world is Satan. The true Father gave his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. And people don't understand it, but never forget that. The God of this world is Satan, and he is doing everything that he can to fucking suck you into his fucking hole.
Ask the question, because this writer has an answer for you. You want to know how to face what to do when you feel like quitting and throwing in the towel and you don't want to go any further? Two things he tell you. Here's number one. You want to figure out how to have the power to it?
I can't help it. You guys keep saying such good shit, and I love that. Never think not to say it. Like, please always say what you guys have to say. I love it. I love it. Mine was not like that. Mine was definitely in a different aspect of when I thought something was the stupidest thing in the world, and then I researched it, flat Earth. And if you haven't figured this out yet, well, come on, guys, figure it out. And because, I mean, I am a direct descendant of Brigham Young. My bloodline goes all the way down back to the Mayflower. I should be some Mormon and fucking be in a church because they'd raise me up to wherever I'd want to be. No. But yes, I'm a direct descendant of Brigham Young. And I'm a fucking Christian. But I literally became an atheist for a second or whatever, but I always believed in karma. But when I came back to literally finding it, I knew just because of my beliefs and my feelings, there had to be a God and me being alive. But when I literally started looking at it mathematically, I'm like, there's no way that there couldn't be a God and a great builder and a great maker, whatever you want to call it. And then when you come to look at and try to disprove flat Earth because it sounds like the stupidest thing in the world, and then you realize NASA is nothing but a lie that takes $57 million a day from us. You start actually connecting shit, and everything goes together, and you realize, holy shit, there is literally a great divine builder maker. There is a God. And not to say that I didn't know that or whatever before, but that really reinforced it. And I do remember when I realized the earth was flat, I would say that was my moment. It wasn't a jolt, but I was just like, holy shit. It still took me through probably 3 days to even admit it to anybody. I'm like, you're dumb and the earth is flat. I mean, maybe it came across like that at first, but you know what I mean? It was like, guess what? The earth is flat. Yeah, it took me 3 days to even have the balls to say it to anybody. No, and everything's in front of our eyes. And what's so hard for me sometimes too is like talking to people, even if you're talking politics or anything, and it's like, man, if you don't know the earth is flat, I don't even know if you're worth actually having a conversation with, because if you ain't figured that shit out yet, you're fucking dumb. And it's so funny though, because when you have people that look at us like there's a dick growing out of our forehead, pardon my French, and they no, but I will. But they're looking at you like you're the most crazy person in the freaking world, and you're sitting there going, and you haven't even figured out the most simple lie. What did they say? He would come and deceive the world. Well, if you can make the whole world think that you live on a spinning wet ball rocket going 1,000 miles an hour around a fucking sun that's going 10,000 miles an hour around a Milky Way that's going tens of thousands of miles an hour, and the North Star always seems to be in the same place for thousands of years, and we're on 20% tilt, you must be a fucking moron that doesn't know fucking mathematics. Pardon my French. Full pump. I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna start this. You guys talk and watch. I gotta go turn off the bullpump.
Endure. Number one, he says, consider Christ. Looking unto Jesus, it says, verse 2, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before, here's what he did, endured the cross and despised the shame. He endured the cross. Now, I love this right here, because what Jesus endured, it says he endured the cross. Now look at what that means. Jesus endured the cross. He was crucified. A crucifixion was the most cruel, vindictive, torturous death that a person could experience in Jesus' day. It was a punishment reserved for the most wicked of criminals. But yet they treated him like a wicked criminal. He was arrested at night, kept awake all night long, a makeshift trial held in the middle of the night. He was spit upon, had his beard plucked from his face, a crown of thorns pressed on his head. He was beaten with a whip that had metal fragments and pieces of bone tied into the straps. The full force of the whipping he endured ripped his skin from his back, his shoulders, and his legs. The severity of his flogging he took eventually cut deeper into the vessels of his muscles, and his muscles began arterial bleeding. He carried the cross that he would be crucified on to the place of execution. It weighed 100 pounds. They nailed him in his wrists and nailed him in his feet. They pierced him in his side. He was completely naked. He hung on the cross for several hours. They hung a sign on the top saying, King of the Jews. They humiliated this man. It doesn't look like those pictures y'all see with something draped around his private parts. He was completely naked. They did everything they could to humiliate him. And you want to quit because somebody...
Okay, sorry. Okay, so look, I'm just gonna tell you. It is the stupidest thing I ever heard. The earth is flat. I'm like, this is stupid. I never in my life, like, if people can have their own beliefs, and I don't care. Good for you. Believe what you want. I heard the earth was flat. I thought it was the stupidest fucking thing, pardon my French, that I ever heard. I'm like, you gotta be joking me. These people gotta be morons. And then I actually started doing real research. Copernicus. I know I kind of butchered that name, but Copernicus, whatever. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. So this guy and another guy, 400 miles away, somehow, hundreds of years before you even had a blimp or cell phones, 1,000 years, but fuck, yeah, whatever. And these people, all of a sudden, 4 hours apart because of what the sun showed, realized that they thought the Earth was spinning. Okay, never forget this. Look, gravity is a theory. Buoyancy and density is not. And once you come to your understanding and you've done your research, you'll come to that point and then you'll understand what that means. But I promise you, you can look at every picture that NASA has ever given us and it's CGI. Fucking CGI. You watch people send up their own rockets, it hits something at a certain altitude, a dome, whatever you want to call it. But when they send it up with a regular lens, it's flat. But guess what? When NASA and everybody else sends it up with a fisheye lens, it looks round. I've been in a plane. I've flown to Hawaii. Even with the fisheye lens, I could still tell that the Earth was flat. Like, it is insane. There are real proof showing that the Earth is flat, and everything else from freaking gravity to the Earth being spinning around 1,000 miles an hour is all. If the Earth was spinning around 1,000 miles an hour at a 20 degree tilt, every airport would have to be set up just perfectly so the planes could land. No airports are set up for that. That's just one thing. Start doing some of your own research and it will blow your mind, and it will be the first thing that opens your eye. If you already love God and you know God created this plane of existence for us, this, that, and other thing, this is why it is a big deal. And I hate it when people, well, what does it matter if it's round or it's flat? Well, guess what? All the people that are fucking atheists, if they realized that the Earth was flat and there was a dome over us and somebody gave us this place to live on, guess what? A lot more people wouldn't be atheists. On top of that, what did they say? He would come and deceive the world. Well, guess what? Has Satan not deceived the world? We all think that we live on a spinning wet ball rocket. Well, why would God make his footstool a spinning wet ball rocket? Because Earth is God's footstool. So why would he make it a spinning wet ball rocket? He would not. Over 200 times in the Bible, it literally tells you that the Earth is flat and immovable. It is very easy to find. 200 times. It is insane. The Earth is immovable. There's number one for you. But no, trust me, it is the most stupid thing in the fucking world that you could ever hear, because we've been brainwashed. I remember when I walked into the classroom, I'm like, how come they don't fall off the side? How come those people don't fall off the side of the planet? Oh, it's gravity. Gravity is only a theory. Gravity is not proven. Buoyancy and density is proven. All right, I get a little bit insane about this because it irritates me that we've been so brainwashed. But like I said, or like it was said, he would come and deceive the world. Has he not? And it is a proven scientific fact that most people would rather continue to perpetuate a lie and believe in a lie than they would to admit that they were wrong. This is where it comes in to be humble. Once you have been humbled, I started learning once I realized I knew nothing. I came to the point where I realized everything was a lie and I knew nothing. And then all of a sudden I was able to start learning. And even now, I know less now than I thought that I used to know. Seriously. I thought that I knew everything back in the day. Now, I know less than I thought I used to know, but I actually know more truth now. Because I thought I knew everything. I researched all the shit and it was all a fucking lie. Alright, here we go. Sorry guys. Getting a little bit cray here, right?
Talk about you in the quiet. You want to quit because somebody didn't speak to you. Shut up and get some
it's gonna be all right after a while. Your children might be giving you hell, but they're gonna be all right after a while. Your money might be tight now, but it's gonna be all right after a while. Your job might be giving you hell, but look how God is about to make you the boss on the situation. Just get ready, get set, get prepared, endure what you're going through, because joy is coming after a while. Weeping may endure the night, but joy is coming in the morning. Joy is coming in the morning.
Yes, they did. Imagine that. One letter.
Consider what Christ went through so you could
Right, Steven. No, it is amazing. That's all they had to do was literally just throw a T on the end, and there you go. Change everything up. Oh, come on, you stupid fucking charger. Sorry, my phone's trying to die on me. I'm trying to not allow it. 1 second. We're at 3% capacity, people. It's getting scary. 1 second, guys. Alright, it says it's charging. Alright, man. Oh, thank you guys for being here, man.
Prayer, according to Dr. Tony Evans.
Alright. I'm gonna throw this out. I know, I wish I would have recorded some funny. I don't know if you guys were here for Funny Friday. Yeah, last Friday I did some funny videos. It was good times. No, please definitely do. I mean, and trust me, it's the craziest thing in the world, and it's a hard thing to believe because somebody says it, but when you start doing your own research, it's amazing because it will be one of the true biggest lies that you ever found, and then you will realize, like, because of that lie that you've come to open your mind up. And I know you've probably opened your eyes up to a lot of lies, and that's why it makes it easy for you to see what deceptions are. For me too. But this one, oh my God, changed everything. Put that after this video loads, come back on and put that on there so that I see it, or I'll come back. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm drunk, but who knows? I might forget. Alright, here we go. But thank you guys so much for being here. I love you guys.
Prayer, according to Dr. Tony Evans, is earth giving heaven permission to interfere in her affairs.
Please do. Please do.
I didn't get that right away. Prayer is earth giving heaven permission to interfere. I had to chew on that a minute. Because I never thought of heaven, God, needing permission. But when I gave it another look, God gave us
thank you guys
to
for being here.
rule over the earth. And since we have dominion to rule over the earth, God has given us freedom that we can let him come in and help us rule, or we can shut him out. But if we need his help, we got to ask him for it. God knows what your situation is. God knows what you're going through. God knows what you're up against, but God will not get involved in it until you ask him. God will come to the rescue. He's at the edge of his seat, getting ready to jump in your situation, but he will stay hands off until you ask him.
Think we lost her.
Who were on that ship,
right.
a storm blew up.
Thank you for being here, brother.
Jesus knew they were in trouble because he was on the boat with them. The Bible says he was so confident of who he was that in the storm he's asleep on a pillow. It was not until they recognized that they couldn't handle it that Jesus got up. It was not until somebody said, Master, don't you care that we are about to perish? That's a cry for help. They cried out. Jesus got on the bow of that ship and said, peace, be still. The storm would still be raging if they didn't cry out. You remember another occasion they were on the Sea of Galilee, and Jesus was in the hills, in the mountains praying, and a storm blew up, and it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, and they don't see him, but he sees them. And the Bible says he comes walking on the water. And the Gospel of Mark says, and he would have passed them by.
With UpNest, expert real estate agents in your area compete
All right,
to
I'm gonna
save you
shut my
money when
garage
buying or
since this
selling your
crap is
house.
happening.
Alan, up here.
Hello?
I love your house. I'll shave a few thousand off my commission.
Okay.
Check out my proposal.
I'll have a pro stage your house for free. He needs a woman's touch.
But somebody
Sorry.
cried out. And today the Lord Jesus is getting ready to help with your situation, but he will pass right by your pew if you're too proud to cry out. When you need the Lord badly enough, when your situation gets desperate enough, you don't care who's looking at you, you don't care who's sitting next to you.
I just want to say it's been really awesome definitely having you here, bro. Seriously, you've been really faithful this past week, even longer than that, but especially this past week of being here. And I really, because I got to figure out my computer, and I know I can make better videos or whatever, but I just come across stuff during the day and then just whatever, it's late at night. I haven't figured that crap out, and I just want to share shit and show. And you've really been here being a really awesome, positive voice. And I just want to tell you, I really love you, and I appreciate that from you. I really do.
Don't bother about who's talking about you or who sees you crying. Father, I stretch. I wish I had a witness here. Now you can sit here and act like you don't know him if you want to, but your situation hasn't got desperate yet. You haven't gotten down to your last dime yet. You haven't been sick enough yet. You haven't cried in the midnight enough yet. But when you get where you can't handle it, he will help you, but you have to ask him. When you get in trouble, you better know how to call Jesus. When your back is up against the wall, come on, talk back to me here. When the lawyer said, I can't take your case, when the doctor said, I've done all I can do, you better know how to call on the name Jesus. When your children break your heart, and you've done all you can to teach them what's right, you better know how to call on the name Jesus. When you get old and can't hardly see no more, and somebody got to bring you everywhere you want to go, you better learn how to say Jesus. There's power in the gospel and in the Holy Ghost. Don't be scared of that word. Don't be scared of that person. Because the only way you can do what you do, the only way you can work in faith and labor and be patient in hope is to have the Holy Ghost. He came to make us walk right. is assailing us. Have I got a witness here? He came to help you keep your tongue before you say the wrong thing. He came to fight your battles, and all you got to do is keep still. He came to magnify the name of Jesus, to give you power in your testimony. Deliver me. Deliver me from a Christian who is all words. Words are not enough. No, you need power. You need to back up your words with Holy Ghost power. The Holy Ghost comes to empower us to do what it is the Lord has called us to do. We cannot do the Lord's enablement without the Lord's empowerment. And the empowerment that gives us enablement comes from the Holy Ghost. Have I got a witness here?
It is insanity sometimes where it's like, once you've been awoken, once you awoke, once you're awake, whatever anybody wants to call it, and you hit a certain point, it's almost, I haven't even learned how to take a break. I know I need to, but it's like, it feels like what's the point of doing anything else but trying to learn and find as much truth as you can, which I will give that towards myself, as I should have figured out my computer so I can make better videos, whatever. But all of my free time is literally looking at stuff and looking stuff up. I'm not really showing a whole bunch of stuff that I looked up. I've kind of been going over this tonight, but it's hard to think of anything else. I mean, I haven't been golfing in over a year and a half. I love golfing. Fuck, I want to go golfing.
Makes us love our enemy. He makes us treat our neighbors right. He makes our speech, he makes our conversation, he makes our walk, our testimony not better than anybody else, but different from everybody else. Is there anybody here knows that God will surprise you? God will make a way out of. Yes, he will.
Yes, it will.
Yes, he will. Yes, he
You guys got a
will.
raspy ass voice like me.
Yes, he will. You can ask him for things so staggering, so big, that God slides.
If you're putting your house on the market,
son
this
of
is
a-
a story you have to see. It could save
No,
you
we don't.
thousands of
Yeah,
dollars.
no.
Here's our Nydia Hahn with details. This new service
Gets out of his chair and sits on the edge and says to the angels, "Did you hear what he said?" Ask him for things that are impossible, because with God nothing is impossible. Ask him to defeat the giants in your life, because our God is a giant killer. Ask him to divide the sea before you and to bury Pharaoh and watch him turn your enemies into fish food. Ask him to send fire from heaven as he did for Elijah, and he will. Ask him to walk with you in the fire of the fiery furnace and be the fourth man in the fire, and he will. He said you will walk through the fire and the fire will not burn you. You will walk through the water and the water will not drown you. Ask him. He's the God who cannot fail. He's waiting to show you great and mighty things. Pray,
I hope they'll listen.
Pray. God in heaven wants you to have that power. God gets excited when you get down on your knees. He says, "Look, angels, here he comes. Here she comes. We haven't talked for a long time. Now that she's in a full body cast at the Methodist Hospital, I think she's ready to talk." And he puts his hands to his ear. I wonder what she's going to say. "Oh, God, water the grass while I'm in the hospital. Dear God, Will you water the grass while I'm gone on vacation? God leans back and said, well, I thought she might ask for great and mighty things. I thought she might ask for me to heal her physical body. I thought they might ask me to do things impossible. Ask according to my infinite power. And God is saying, I want you to ask big. I want you to, God said, I want you to make me to slide to the edge of my seat and say, wow. Wow! Listen to what they're asking for. To move mountains, to heal incurable diseases, to restore dead marriages back to life, to send a financial harvest that their minds cannot fathom. I want you to know God wants to do that. For he has said, you earthly fathers being evil know how to give to your children good things, but how much more? Say that with me. How much more does your Father which is in heaven, who has all things, he owns all things, he has all power, how much more does he desire to do for you than you for your children? But you don't ask. God is in heaven saying, what do you need? Do you need healing? Ask in faith, believing, and I will give it. Do you need supernatural wisdom to make a tough decision? Ask of you in paths of righteousness for your name's sake. Do you need peace that surpasses understanding? Ask, 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 for nothing is impossible with those that believe. No good thing will he withhold from those that diligently seek him. Do you need the impossible? Then open your mouth in faith, believing. God in heaven is looking down at you and saying, I have given you the authority of my name. I have given of my word. I have given you the sanctity of my blood. When are you going to use the power that I have given to you? You're talking to the creator of heaven and earth. He owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He uses gold for asphalt on the streets of heaven. He moves mountains. He divides seas. He'll give you wells you didn't dig, vineyards you didn't plant, houses you didn't build. He will make you the head and not the tail, because nothing is impossible to you. Fervent prayer, honest prayer, specific prayer, pointed, pregnant prayer. You got to move in your prayer life from generalities to specificity. You got to tell God what it is you specifically want him to do about a particular situation in your life.
All right. Well, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? My true Father that is in heaven, please help this channel grow, if only to open up the minds and the eyes of those that are blind. I ask for no monetary value. I ask for no accolades. But I pray to you, my Heavenly Father, my true Father, please help me grow this channel so that I can grow and spread your truth. Amen. All right, there we go. We asked, right? So we'll see what happens. It's funny, like, I have, people that I know and whatever, and they're like, oh, you think you're shadow banned or you're this or that? And I'm like, well, when I can make a video, get 27,000 views in less than 4 hours and 200 subs in less than 4 hours, and then I literally, a year later, that same video has 27,000 views. They shadow banned the shit out of my ass. Yeah, because guess what? I came up with a video on the biggest shooting that nobody else fucking had. They didn't like that. That was a 3-month penalty. Oh, this is a good one.
NBC News exclusive. Apple and Google.
This is a good one about us and
conspiracy theories, but they're also profiting from it. The tech giants sold an app in their stories called Q Drops. Now, this is important. Q Drops.
Okay, so hold on. This is
out of an NBC News exclusive. Apple.
All right. So this is Annie. I'll make sure to show her, but yeah, she was the girl. Oh yeah, you can find her. Anybody that's watching this, she is Annie on the beginning of the stream she was on, and she left some comments. So this is from her actual. She's been doing great. She's been growing. They mess with her a lot, but whatever, they're letting her throw stuff out again, but she does a good job. Here we go.
Now to an NBC News exclusive, Apple and Google have vowed to fight fake news and conspiracy theories, but they're also profiting from it. The tech giants sold an app in their stories called Q Drops. Now, this is important. Q Drops is linked to the conspiracy theory chain QAnon, which is described as an offshoot of the Pizzagate fiction, which claimed that Hillary Clinton ran a child sex trafficking ring out of a basement of a Washington, D.C. pizza shop that didn't even...
This is so sick. This is what they're doing. They think now if they come and literally this is what they're gonna do. And there are so many stupid people. I mean, come on, there's still people out there that support Hillary. But this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna make it seem like it's all such a crazy no way this, that, or the other thing. Nobody's gonna believe any of this. They're trying to think that nobody will believe any of it. Most of the population actually has a pretty good idea that this shit is real, but still, we're not. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up. Sorry.
And have a basement. The app alerts fans and followers when there are ran a child sex trafficking ring out of a basement of a Washington, D.C. pizza shop that didn't even have a basement. The app alerts fans and followers when there are new posts. This is the last post from July 4th. Many of the nearly 1,700 posts, by the way, which fans call breadcrumbs, are vague. Enough to nail down an exact storyline, but the central theme here is that Hillary Clinton...
No, it definitely was. And, you know, it was funny. Like, I got in trouble for the Vegas shit, and then I got in trouble for the Pizzagate shit that I did. I think I've been in trouble. Yeah, it's been like 3 or 4 times, but like each time, like I'm fucked for like 3 months. But what I've noticed before, like even though they would like mess up on trying to like how many videos I had, it was always, the numbers were always a little bit obscured and this and different and whatever. But they changed something, and all of a sudden, what's up, girl? I'm showing your video. But one thing that I've noticed now is they're really on point of like really like exactly showing what is what, and their numbers don't mess around anymore. But they're totally fucking with us. All right, I'm doing your video, girl. Good time for you to hop in.
And many of the world's politicians and celebrities are members of a murderous child sex ring. President Trump has secretly created a police force, by the way, to arrest them and force them to wear ankle bracelets. There are people who actually believe this stuff. It sounds wild, but it actually has thousands of followers who have...
Okay, I'm sorry. I do suck, and I haven't put my stuff in categories or whatever. Like, I just yell at my phone and try to show videos that I find that, you know, get erased really quick. But no, seriously, if you go back to my Vegas shooting stuff, I have some videos that, I mean, people were so pissed off. Let me copy it off of your video. I have no idea why they didn't take it down. But yeah, I have stuff that where it shows. It's insane. I'm not saying people didn't die, but it seemed like there was crisis actors there, because I have a video of a guy running around that his mom was an EMT or a medic. So he knew what he was doing. He was like, they have blood on him. They're breathing, but there's no entry or exit wound. And he's going around, and a cop comes up and the lights go out. And he's like, dude, get the light turned back on. He's like, nope, everybody in this area is dead. He's like, no, they're not. People are still breathing, da 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 da. And the guy doesn't understand as he's going over like multiple people, because his adrenaline's going so much, why he can't find an entry and an exit wound. So there was a lot of crazy shit about that, but whatever. 27,000 views in 4 hours, and then literally a year later, 27,000 views. Yeah, they hate me. I saw one where I looked like a security guard was shooting at the people. I think that might have been your video. No, I don't remember that I had one where it looked like a security guard was shooting at people. I wish I would have. Trust me. If that would have been mine, I'd be like, oh hell yeah, that was me. But from what I remember, I don't think so. But yeah, like I said, if you go back and look at them, it's like, whoa. Damn it! I'm sorry I suck.
spread the QAnon theory to the rest of the world using Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and other social media sites and message boards. So what does all of this have to do with Apple and Google? Well, the companies made money.
No, they do.
Q Drops app in the app stores. It's still for sale in the Google Play Store, and Google has not responded to an NBC News request for comment. Apple did remove the app after an inquiry from NBC News. The company said in a statement, the App Store has always supported all points of view being represented, as long as the apps are respectful to users with differing opinions and the quality of the experience is great. All right, we're going to take...
Okay, I'm a dick. I can't help it. Okay, does everybody see that apple? Does nobody know the symbology behind it? I really hope you understand the symbology behind that. Because the bite out of the apple is some big symbology.
Action to remove any app that violates our guidelines or the law. The people behind Q Drops tweeted that they are working with Apple to get it back in the App Store. Joining us now to take a closer look at this.
Left
The
us.
guy's been working on this. Ben Collins, NBC News reporter.
Knowledge is the greatest currency there is.
The issue here, we know there's garbage.
Oh no, you're sure you're here.
To think that the people from whom we buy the apps,
Adam and Eve, yes, you're right.
It's all First Amendment and free speech and all that, but they do have some guidelines.
Right, and Apple has.
Thank you guys for being here.
Listen, this is
Apple's
they said
horrible.
this is like mining a store that we have. That we have this app store, and the stuff on it is, it's our responsibility to see what's on there. And if people are on there saying, Hillary Clinton, they by the way, this is way off the map stuff. They think that they're using baby blood to mix it into.
I'm glad. Okay,
totally crazy.
I'm glad you're here.
So
I'm sorry.
Apple was taking a cut of this. They were taking 15 to.
Seriously, it'll show me sometimes there's 0 people here, and there'll be like 3 or 4 people commenting. So I always appreciate you guys commenting, giving the thumbs up, and then I know you're kind of here. Whatever the thumbs up seems to help. Because I swear until it shows that there's a thumbs up, which there already is, so don't trip. But until it shows there's a thumbs up, it actually will not like register that there's even anybody here. They don't like my shit. But this is just for everybody that's watching now and later. This is Annie, and this is her video, and I want to say thank you.
30% cuts of this app. So they took it down immediately. Google still hasn't done so, and all this stuff lingers on Facebook, Twitter, all of these places.
Right. So it comes out here, and then these people then take it and
I know,
put it out
and
there.
we know there's at least 2 of you guys.
Apple and Google now.
Yeah,
they're making money off of this.
Yeah, it's 99 cents per purchase, and they take a cut out of this stuff. So I mean, it's different if it's Facebook saying, "Hey, listen, it's simply too big to manage. We don't know what we're doing." The app stores, these are moderated by human beings.
Right. What is their response to how they fight this conspiracy theory nonsense?
Sure. I mean, it starts with human moderation, and that's what you see as well with these hearings in the last couple of days. You see this idea that there's some sort of censorship on Facebook.
There is.
It's probably the opposite. There's not a lot going on
Really?
in terms of actually taking this stuff down. Right now, Sandy Hook conspiracy theories still linger on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all they got. That's all they got.
And this came up in the hearings, right? I mean, this comes up in the European Union, but it comes up here in Congress, where members of Congress are asking these
it's
companies,
insanity.
what's your rule when it comes to conspiracy theories? How do these things continue to exist? They all
But
say
they
that
can.
they're taking
They're
efforts, in particular Facebook and Twitter say they're making efforts to get this garbage off the internet, but some of
They're
it still
cunts.
lingers.
Ali, I've been covering this for
cucks
many years now.
is better.
And
They're
I can tell you,
cucks.
it's was a few years ago.
These
companies
you got to understand. These are the men that literally want to have somebody come in and bang their wife in front of them. They're cucks. They're no more, no less. I mean, these people want to literally open up our country to be raped and molested in front of them, and they're going to get off on it. That's what we're dealing with. That's who we're fighting. That is the sickening, horrible part about all of this shit. But hey, guess what? If you're going to play a game, you don't want it to be easy, right? Remember, we are the last generation. What you do matters. Time for the fight, baby.
Refuse to use humans to fix technical problems.
Yeah, but you're talking about Sandy Hook, right? InfoWars.
exactly.
Alex Jones has been perpetuating
Oh, yeah,
these myths
yeah.
about Sandy Hook being a hoax and things like this. You can still fight that.
Oh,
Alex Jones is
It's
Bill
everywhere.
Hack.
In
Who
fact,
cares?
we were talking
He says
today
more
to
truth in 1 hour than you do in a year.
Victim, who said, there's a little bit of change recently, but it's still there, and they have not talked to Facebook. Like, Facebook has not reached out to these people. They've reached out to all these conservative groups. They've reached out to Congress. They've been proactive in talking to people with a lot of political power.
Right.
But the people who are really affected by this, the people who have, had their lives ruined twice, they lose a kid. And then they have to go and they have to deal with these people saying the kid never really existed.
So what's the answer, Ben? Human intervention? Is that the idea, that until we can get the algorithm working properly, or can the algorithms actually
93%, 97% of the media owned by Jesuits.
It's a combo. And the other thing is, I get the
And
idea.
no, hey, I'm not trying to, hey, I have nothing against Jews, but hey, guess what? Jesuits and Zionists, they're not real Jews. They just use that as their forum. And you know what they do? Yeah, they own 97% of the media. And guess what? You know what they all say? You have to marry a nice Jewish girl. You can't do this or that. But they promote gay sex, trannies, people turning little kids into freaking insane little kids that think they're something that they're not. Sorry, I'm not prepared to go rah on this one. But yeah, it's just like, and yeah, they want the whole world mixed in mutts as they think that they stay purebred. Isn't that kind of weird? Kind of weird.
People's opinions. That's crazy. That's a nutty thing to do. But there are things that are just hard and fast facts that we know about. There are Pizzagate conspiracy theories, straight up Pizzagate.
Yeah, that is funny. I didn't notice that until you said that, Annie.
That's not true. Like, there is no basement in this place that's supposed to have a child sex ring in it, right? So that's not, today Mark Zuckerberg brings up the fact that, there are...
They're trying to cover their tracks. They're fucked.
Says,
They're so fucked.
To say whether or not this happened. Well, the Holocaust happened.
Right.
And it's somebody...
Look, okay. What is so insane is they're so backtracking there, this, that, the other thing. Seriously, if they're like the guy that went to jail because he's a pedophile, that's how fucked they are. And somehow, because they've had so many people in power, that they're actually still kind of got a knife to fight it off, and they're fighting it, and they're fighting it, and they're fighting it back. But what is so insane, because if this was on the other hand of the Republicans or this or that, oh my God, we would have already been fucking raped 50,000 times. We would be in the hospital. We'd probably be in the morgue. And these motherfuckers they still don't even see the prison. The prison's still so far back. It's insane. And they know where they're going. They know what they deserve. The insanity of it. Okay, whatever. I heard Hawaiian court, blah, 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 dude sued the court for, hey, that was my fucking lighter, man. That was my fucking lighter. He sued the court because he couldn't get a concealed carry or an open carry. And you know what that ended up going into? It went to the 9th District Court, the most liberal fucking court there is. And guess what? They said that goes against the Second Amendment. You cannot tell somebody they can't open carry. So boom, all of a sudden, guess what? And I'm not saying, trust me, everybody's going to have to get along and start figuring it the fuck out in these states. But the most liberal court in the land literally admitted that it is against the Second Amendment to tell people that they cannot open carry. Bitches? No, I'm just joking, not you guys. So this is coming around. I suggest you look into it. Annie, you do a good job. Make it happen. I love how your channel is growing. It is so fucking awesome.
A human being at an executive level has to say, like, oh, we're going to dedicate human man hours. And done as much as they possibly could.
Okay, the story's on the site in great detail. Thank you.
All right. We got another one.
Anthony Bourdain criticized Hillary Clinton and then died.
This is fucking
I want to make
hilarious.
something clear on what I assume you guys.
It's only a commercial, but that's hilarious.
I have no problems with Hillary Clinton whatsoever. I think she's a wonderful woman, and I will never commit suicide. If you see me committing suicide, something's gone wrong. And I'm not criticizing her in any way, shape, or form. I'd like to go on the record saying that she's an absolute angel.
And you don't have any information on her?
I have zero information on her, and I will never kill myself. I'm happily married. I'm my life, and if you see me hanging from something, please inquire.
Exactly. I mean, this is just people.
I'm sorry,
I
I
was
said.
taught by my statistics teacher that correlation is causation. I think that's what they said. It might be the other way around, but it's the same. But if you look at the Clintons, there's a history of people that are kind of a little too close to the Clintons.
Okay.
There's just this history. I'm not
I strongly
saying,
disagree.
as Oliver Garcia's favorite person says, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. There's a reason that there's jokes on Twitter, Gavin, that when somebody dies, they ask, what did that person know about Hillary Clinton?
Okay, now I've heard
They probably knew that she was a fine
Seth
person.
Rich was yelling at a gangster and got shot in the head, and then the gangster was in a rush and didn't rob him. Vince Foster was being an idiot, and
Taking a
he
walk in
died
that park,
of
that
his
Rockaway Park.
idiocracy. Who else is there?
There was Ron Brown. Remember the Commerce Secretary Ron Brown during the Clinton age? He did.
No,
there were a couple of Arkansas state troopers that kind of just.
I heard there was a couple of ladies in Arkansas too.
Yeah.
This has become Infowars.
Here's what I love about Anthony Bourdain so much. What I love so much is, and this is
Infowars.
weeks after, he's still owning the libs. If he's doing it, if Anthony Bourdain is doing it, could you imagine the treat we're in for when Ben Shapiro clocks out?
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be real bad. It's gonna be awesome. I gotta be honest. I did an article about this on Tacky Mag, and I researched there's like 70 suspicious cases. 40 of them are pretty solid. 7 of them give you nightmares. And I got really scared when I was researching it. But I also thought, wait a minute, where's Obama's death toll? Or Trump's? No other political figure has this list.
Yeah, no. Obama's got one.
There's the Putin death toll. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
Hillary's out.
Into this stuff.
Does everybody's put together?
My favorite is looking at the Snopes. Like if you look at the Snopes going after them, they're like, well, they died this way, and there's not really any evidence that that's what it was. But it was kind of weird the way they died.
Yeah.
Likely
untrue.
Likely untrue.
Alex, here's another $1 million question for you. I save all my $1 million questions for you. Does she say, go kill that bitch? Or does she just go, so this person's causing me trouble? And then someone else goes, hey, that thing with the stuff, it's not a thing anymore.
I'm thinking once you become,
she's a demon.
Status, you don't have to make commands. I think it's just more like
she devil, but yeah, she's.
I think that's true. I think it might be like a Tony Soprano thing where she doesn't even know about them anymore. It's just accepted that people get in my way.
Do you think? I guess the question is, do you think Putin still orders things, or do you think he kind of has a look or like a signal?
I think.
Yeah, they can't go live. I haven't seen them all day for the most part.
My nerves blow his head off.
No, I haven't seen Infowars. They haven't been able to go live. I only saw a little bit of their shit. But yeah, they hate the fuck out of Infowars. And like I said, I know he's Bill Heck. I know this, that, and the fucking other thing. What? It doesn't matter. He still spreads more truth than most people.
What's going on, everybody? So I'm out at the pool watching my son swim around.
What the heck is this one? Alright, hold on. I think he's a fish. But you diverse, what? You is that what it was? That's good. Glad you opened your eyes, brother.
At the point that he was ready to die and collapse on the floor, and he said to himself, I can't do this no more.
We'll find some funny shit after this one, guys.
And even those who are with me don't believe in me anymore. And I thought that we would stick together, and they didn't stick together with me. And then when he didn't have nobody.
What do you mean? You don't like it?
The Bible said
I don't like videos. Huh?
Have you ever had to encourage? Have you ever had to encourage yourself? Your kids didn't do it. Your husband didn't do it. Your wife didn't do it. Hell was coming in for the kill. Satan said, I got him this time. But weeping may endure for a night. Joy comes in the morning. David was the kind of man that encouraged.
Wait, Brant? Wait. Who was that? Wait, what do you mean Brandon's videos? What am I missing? Been hitting the bong, so might be a little bit off. Pardon me.
Himself.
But after this, we're gonna listen to
he kept on going because he had something on the inside of him that renewed him in the time of battle. See, some people get beaten by the battle, and some of us get better in the battle.
Oh, Brandon Tatum. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sorry. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Gotcha.
If the devil was smart, he'd have never jumped on you. Because there's something about jumping on you that ignites your flame. All of you say, I was going to quit, but wait. Half of his men collapsed. Pastor Lawrence had collapsed on the side of the river. David, by the bridge, David said, stay here. We're going on. See, sometimes everybody with you can't keep up with you.
That's the damn
Because
truth.
everybody don't have the capacity to face disappointment after disappointment after disappointment and still keep on keeping on. And he didn't rebuke them for being tired, nor did he stay with them while they were tired. He loved them, but he kept moving. Some folks, you have to love them and keep moving. I'm sorry you fainted, but I still got to fight. I'm sorry you gave up, but I'm gonna go ahead. Stop feeling guilty because you renewed your strength. Stop feeling guilty because you don't die where other folks die and give up where other folks give up. Because when folk give up, they want you to give up. But tell hell I ain't coming. So David is now in a military recession. He's got half the men that he should have to fight against the Amalekites, but he's gonna fight anyway. But I've learned over the years, it's not how many you got with you. It's how tough the few are that you got left. I'd rather
How strong your tip of the spear is, mate.
ready, folk than 3,000 tired, grumbling, mumbling, complaining. I don't have time to pat you on the back. Encourage yourself.
He is right. We must encourage ourselves because we do such a great disservice to ourselves because we think that we're weak. We think that we're small. And we're so much bigger than we even give ourselves credit for. Every single one of us. We're actually spending our time being up. I mean, I don't know how late it is where you're at. Where am I at? 1:37. But you know, you're actually trying to learn, you're actually trying to think, you're actually trying to communicate with people that actually believe what you believe. We're using this devil black screen because this is exactly what this is. I mean, the fucking damn TV inside the house, fucking thing burnt out. I'm not joking. You can't make this shit up. So my girl's sitting there watching TV, I'm laughing, and I'm like, yeah, that fucking devil box, we shouldn't even fucking have one. Because you know what? The only thing it does is fucking dumb us down. Like, fuck that thing. I come outside. I start making a fucking video. I walk inside. I'm not even joking, like an hour and a half later. She's asleep and the TV is not on. It's weird. Like, she only turns the TV off. She goes to bed. So I'm sitting there trying to turn it on. Won't turn on. I'm like, what the fuck? So do all this crap to it, you know, back and forth out here trying to make a video, and TV literally just went out. I guess that TV's been there. I've been with her for like eight years or so, but I guess it was a big, huge flat screen. I'm sure it cost a lot back in the day, but she said it's like been there for like 12, 13 years. And I say some shit like that, and yeah, of course I went and bought a new one, but I was like, you fucking really, you say what we speak it are spells, but whatever. That thing was meant to go out anyways. I just thought that it was so freaking hilarious that it was like I said that and it went out. Of course, it went out because it was fucking old. But I just thought that it was hilarious. I'm like, really? All right. Well, I was really trying to go somewhere else with this, but that's what happens when Johnny gets stoned. Sorry about that.
If you've been through battle after battle after battle after battle, something is about to happen in your life. If you face disappointment and fear and adversity and trauma, something's about to happen in your life. If in a short you had a long period of trouble, something is about to happen in your life. You are going through one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. You've been through hell and high water and this thing and that thing and the other thing. He fights the Amalekites, destroys all of them except 200 of them. He totally demolished them with less help than he had when he fought against the Philistines. Word up for somebody. God says you've got less help than you had before, but you're going to do more with it than you ever did before. I don't know who I'm preaching to. I don't know what you're up against, but the Lord said the odds are against you.
All right, wait.
But if he be
Annie, where the heck are you at if it's 3:37? What are you, like, in Texas or something? I don't even know what that's at. Like, all right, Steven, you gotta be on the West Coast with me. All right, sorry. I know this was a good video. I shouldn't be interrupting it. Sorry, guys.
for you, he's more than the world against you. Use what you got left. 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 Take what you got left. Take the little bit you got left. Take 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. Take a pot of oil. Take a bag of manna. Take what you got left. Be glad you got something left. God's gonna use what you got left to get the victory. This is your year to take less.
NorCal.
Praise it for more. Praise it for more. More grace, more power, more enablement, more victory. Got less to work with, less friends, less support, less money. But God, take these fish and 5 loaves of bread and multiply it for increase.
With UpNest,
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. The weather is way fucking different than when I lived in Chile. Oh, you live in Chile? Chile? There are... these are brutal as summers here. Been here 3 years. Seriously, trust me, I was 107 the day before. I was 108 yesterday, and I work out in the sun. Well, I'm kind of my own boss, so I gotta admit, like, I really don't. I really don't kill myself when it's hella hot. I'll admit that. But no, it's been hotter than. It's just been. I finally feel like I've climatized to it to a point. Yes, it does. Oh, it stinks. Okay, there's a place called Bakersfield. Yeah, I've had to work out there, and even when you stay in the hotel at night, like, no matter how much of a nice hotel it is, it still smells like cow shit. And hotter than shit. I remember it was many years ago, but yes, working in this heat. Not Chile. Oh, Chile. Oh, okay. SoCal in the desert. No, yeah, the humidity just makes everything suck. That is for sure. All right. Should we find something to laugh at? How about we do that? I think that's what we deserve. Something to laugh at. Okay. Yeah, no, I've always been pretty much in this area. North Highlands, Citrus Heights, Orangeville area. Kinda always been around here. Been to many other places, but yeah, this is where I've always been. Come on, let's find something funny. Give me 2 people. Nice. Gavin McInnes. Here we go. I think I found something funny enough for us.
This reminded me of Trevor Noah. That's enough.
Hate Trevor
Trevor
Noah.
Noah is a guy who
We're
hosts
gonna
The
laugh,
Daily
sorry.
Show. Now, he was hired by a chick. And I've been watching him for a while, and I realized, you know what he is? He's a chick whisperer. He speaks woman. And it's a very effective tool because women hold a lot of power. Like, when he was hired to do The Daily Show, he was hired by a woman. Do you have her name? See if you can pull her up. Yeah, there she is. And she was interviewed by Variety, I believe it was. And they said, well, why Trevor Noah? And she cited reasons such as he's really appropriate for 2015. And he's such a citizen of the world, was another quote. In other words, we're not really concerned with funny.
Oh, yeah,
we're
he's
concerned
awesome.
about
He's hilarious.
multiculturalism and what it means.
You know
and
what I love about him is he's like, you know what? If women want to go out and have a career and do this and that, he's like, I'm fine with that. But don't be a fucking cunt. Oh, did I say the forbidden C word? Sorry. Don't be a complete bitch and freaking literally put down the woman that stays at home and takes care of kids. You know what I mean? That's fine. You go out, you did this or that. It's all been proven they've made it to the point to where they make it so women are in the workplace because of more people to tax, more whatever. But no, it's insanity. It's like you're going to go against the woman that stays home and takes care of her kids. Hey, if that's possible and somebody can have that type of life, that should be the most empowering, awesome thing in the world and what everybody should strive for. But you literally brainwash people into thinking that that's a horrible thing. And yes, of course, obviously we all can't do that. But, you know, it's just insane.
Basically diversity, funny is in there somewhere, but our real priorities are racial harmony and blah, blah, blah. So he wasn't hired because he was funny. He's hired because he's a mixed race guy from South Africa. By the way, she had to step down shortly after that because ratings were plummeting from her terrible decisions. But check out, so you heard about this woman who said kefa, which is like their N-word? So she's getting 3 years in prison for saying racist things, right? This is swearing, basically. This woman's going to jail for swearing, and we have government-sanctioned murders going on. White farmers are being slaughtered there in scenes so gruesome, I don't know if I can say them on the show. Let's try. A toddler crucified to a kitchen table, then gang raped
This is real.
in front of the parents. Another baby gang raped, 1 year old, I believe, then burned alive while wrapped up in newspapers. I mean, we obviously can't show you these pictures. I think the one reason that the media is avoiding it is because civilized people can't stomach what is going on.
And this is what is so disgusting. These little cunt Antifa motherfucking, oh, these little that think that they're like beat up a Nazi. Oh my goodness. Do they not realize that America is turning, like America and the UK, we're Sodom and Gomorrah right now, flat out. And what people don't even realize more than anything is we're starting to look like the Weimar Republic before it took over. You want to know why Hitler was able to take over? Because the whole society had gone down the drain, and people were selling their own mothers. So guess what? When fucking society gets to that pathetic, fucking sickening point, there will always be a revival of nationalism and what is right. And I think this is I mean, come on, we all know the left, they're the racists. They're the one Jim Crow laws. They're the one that did slaveries. They're the KKK, this, that. And somehow they're still having these people on the plantation. It is insanity. And you know what? They're the most racist motherfuckers in the world. Now they're using them as their cannon fodder. Will we ever learn?
Going on over there. And the scary part is the government advocates it. You have politicians screaming, shoot the boar, singing.
It's hard not to
kill
have
the
anger.
white farmer. Anyway, Trevor Noah's take on all this?
No,
that
this
woman
fucking
deserves
cock.
to be in prison. She said that swear word times. Go ahead.
But I will say this, you gotta understand in South Africa, after apartheid ended, like white people were never punished, right? Like it's not like the government was like, we're gonna send white people to jail and we're gonna take white people's houses and we're taking white
That's
people's
what they're
money,
doing.
things white people stole. No.
They're
Government was
killing
like, hey,
them.
Let's move forward, okay? Clean
Sounds
slate.
good.
Let's move forward. Let's get this country to where it needs to be. The only thing we're gonna take away is this racist word. That's all.
That's all.
And then some white people were
Just
like, okay,
pause
but I
it
just
there.
want one thing. Can I have the racist word?
Isn't that insane? First of all, what is
They're
this
killing
obsession
white
with
farmers.
punishing white people? We have to punish. You see that so much in American politics, like that beautiful little girl, Lexi Page.
Why don't we learn real history? Who actually was in control of this slave trade? Who actually made their own navy to get rid of them? Alright, so the slave trade came from Muslims. Muslims were the ones that were literally picking up African Americans, well, Africans, I guess you should say, bringing them here and selling them as slaves. And as soon as we had done with our war with the British, we continued to be harassed by these pirates. Because these are pirates. I mean, come on, pirates that'll steal ships, of course they're going to sell slaves. That's what they did. Look at real history. Most people don't know how to do that. These are the ones why we built our first navy, to get rid of them. People don't understand what it was and who they were, and we are literally being infiltrated by them. It is insanity.
Was taken away from her foster parents and brought to another family because she's 1.8% Indian, and if she goes with this other family, they're like 1.2, so she goes up a percentage, and now she's 3% in a 3% Indian family, and it's part of the Indian Child Welfare Act. Why was that promoted? Why was that allowed? To punish white people for what they did to Indians. It's revenge, and of course, the 6-year-old is the one who suffers. But it's a strange...
Hold on. I don't know if he says it in this one, but he says it in one of his other ones. You know, they talk about what we did to the Indians, this, that, and hey, I'm not going to say that it was right. But you want to know something? He talks about in one of it where he's like, you got to give these motherfuckers credit. Who in the fuck have we ever fought, white people, ever fought any other race, creed, anything, that it took 400 years? Seriously. For 400 fucking years, if you look at it. And a lot of them became onto our side and fought against their own. I mean, come on, they hated each other for this, that, and they fought each other too. So lots of them joined our side to, you know, take out people they didn't like, whatever. But it's like, they were the greatest adversaries ever, and they were the greatest warriors ever. It took 400 years to fucking win. I mean, motherfuckers should have fucking shot us when they saw us on the shore. That's for sure.
sadistic policy to have.
Flat out, they should have shot us when we were on the shore. Kill them, they're white.
And then they still want to use the word, and then they were like, no. And so that's like, now this person has gone to jail. And what I find funny is like people who are online, they're like, this is a tyranny, this is oppression. Like, you know, like what am I supposed to do? Just don't be racist.
Really?
I don't know, people make it like it's the hardest thing ever. It's not like you go to jail for like mistake.
This motherfucker's more racist than we are.
And people like, I don't know how
I'm not
I
racist.
live in this country. South Africa has become a tyranny. I can go to jail for just being racist.
What about all the white fucking farmers that are dying in South Africa? See, this motherfucker sits here and laughs about it like it's no fucking thing. And our media fucking covers it up as the fucking white genocide goes on. There is this guy that was Starbird. That was the name of his channel. And he covered freaking South Africa, fucking farmers getting killed, this, that. And he did a really good job on pulling up all the articles and all the real stuff because, you know, we know how it is. Nobody does any real journalism except for us anymore, right? And not to say that I do. I just follow good people that do. But our own fucking, like, what is so insane, okay, if we even remember back when we were kids and we didn't even give two shits about the news, we remember if there was any one of these things that they're covering up or just not talking about that are proven little news stories in these other places that actually tell news or local stories, these would be the biggest things on the headlines. I mean, the earthquakes that are going off, all this shit, all the just crazy shit that's going on in the world. This would be front page shit, but why is it not? I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, we're in the end days. Tomorrow is the blood moon. And that blood moon will turn into my birthday. And yeah, I'll be turning 34, so I've had my full year, my 33rd year of enlightenment. And now we can enjoy the end of days. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, it would not surprise me if everything went to shit right then. I'd be like, yep, all right, now everything really makes sense. No, I'm just being a jackhole. But I think you guys kind of know what I mean. No, isn't it funny? Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was all, yeah, before it was comedy. And now they're like the real news. They're this. And it's like, no, you're not, you dumb sons of bitches. Remember when I used to be funny when they ran the same talking points, mainstream media, and I didn't. Life is too short. I'm not judgmental, but still says I don't have time for talk. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna admit right now. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna admit right now, I am racist. 100%. I'm fucking racist. I'm racist against people that don't fucking realize logic. I'm racist against people that actually don't love this country. I am racist against fucking morons that literally want to vote their own rights away. I am racist against people that hate their own skin color. I am racist against every fucking piece of shit that literally votes for pathetic people. And okay, I'm going a little too far, but I think you got what I got. You got what I'm at. I am racist. I am racist against morons. 100%. I am racist. That is because, look, anybody can have a gender and anybody can be anything. So, you can be sexist, you can be this, you can be that, you can whatever. But what I'm gonna actually, because people like how to put themselves into a certain category. You know what I mean? They can put themselves into a certain category. So that makes them almost, you wouldn't say almost their own race, but at the same time it is. So I'm gonna gather all these moronics all into one group, I'm gonna all into one group so that I can be racist against them. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna all the morons into one group. So, I mean, the best word for him is just moron. But yes, I'm racist against all of these morons. I should come up with a better name, but I haven't had time to think about it. That sucks. Don't you hate it? I got like 3 other things that popped in my head. Now I'm like, wait, what was that? I forget. Oh well. But no, you just deal with these fucking idiots day by day and day, and they're just like, yeah, take more of my rights. Take more of my rights. And it's like you ask them, you're like, wait, so you want to take guns away from you? You don't want anybody to have guns? Like, I don't want anybody to have guns. And you're like, okay, well, do you trust the government? No, I don't trust the government, not at all. The government is horrible. And then you're like, well, who do you want to take the guns? Who do you want to be in control of taking the guns? And they're like, well, the government. I thought you didn't trust the government. These people are so brainwashed and so fucking brain dead. You almost want to punch yourself in the face because you feel so bad for them. I don't like Muslims. Most people don't like Muslims. Most Muslims don't like Muslims. That's for damn sure. I like everybody until they screw it up for themselves or others. No, hey, I'm a big let live, live and let live. I'm big on that. But when you have people that are so insane because I guess a couple of Muslims hijacked some planes and flew them into buildings that actually had explosives and blew down, that all of a sudden, you pretty much got to get a finger put up your butthole just to get on a fucking plane. And even worse than that, these same people that think it's okay for a finger to have to go up your butthole to get on a plane, they think it's all right to have open borders where Joe Schmo, rapist, pedophile, child sex trafficker can walk through. Nobody understands the reason they want these countries fucked up. The reason that they want all this bullshit is because these lefty bastard pedophiles want an easier way to get at fucking children. And nobody wants to admit it. And this is a big problem. This is why Donald Trump couldn't come in and just fucking flesh out the whole fucking thing. He's got to slowly open up enough of the world's eyes. And I guarantee Putin gave him everything that he needed in that fucking meeting. I guarantee fucking Putin. Why do you think they're flipping out? Putin was like, all right, here's everybody that sold your country out to us in the last 25 fucking years. And on top of it, here's all the pedophilia shit that we've found that they've been hiding from you. Here's this. The soccer ball that supposedly had a chip in it. Yeah, it is a certain soccer ball that has a chip in it. And I think that was kind of a troll of going, oh my God, he gave him a soccer ball that has a chip stuff. It's not that. I think it was a troll of literally being like, I'm telling you, Space Force, greatest troll ever. You want to know why? Because the last thing they're going to have to come after him at, because he's going to have him for everything, and they're going to be like, you're asking for money for Space Force, and space is fake. I'm telling you, Space Force is the greatest troll ever. It's going to come out. They're going to fucking have to prove it. And if they don't, hey, maybe he is part of the fucking system. But I'm telling you, everything that is coming out right now, we better be worried, because I'm telling you, false flag or some shit's going to happen, because they know they're fucked. Don't forget that. We have cowards cornered. Nothing more dangerous and worse than that. These are powerful cowards. Never forget that. Oklahoma just passed background check for guns now. Really? I like that. That's good. Good. Well, I mean, I don't think a background check is the most horrible thing, but still, hey, that goes against our Constitution to a point. So it's like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. It's like they wanted to take all of our guns, right? But but that ends up happening, we got more of our gun rights back. No, it is. That was hilarious. No, we are no, and that's what I was talking about. The Ninth Circuit judge that is like the most lefty, or nice Ninth Circuit court that is like the most fucking lefty court there is, and they even went and were like, no, open carry. So even though maybe not everybody's recognizing it and understanding it, it's coming to the point to where like there's some people are gonna go to jail, so there's gonna be problems, but it's gonna get shown, and we got to stand on our rights and be like, boom. It's literally, it's open carry, and they can't do nothing about it. What soccer ball? You don't remember when? Oh, maybe you didn't see it when Putin and no, you had to have saw it. I know. Oh, you're laughing at me, aren't you? You're laughing at me. No, I'm dead serious. But yeah, the soccer ball. I was talking about Putin back and forth with Trump when he gave him the soccer ball. No, I think the Space Force thing, it was the funniest thing that it actually irritated me. And Trump has said and done some things, and I'm like, what the fuck? That doesn't make sense. But it didn't irritate me. And then I came to realize, I'm like, oh, he did that for that reason. Oh, okay, that makes sense. The Space Force thing, I'm not joking. I was pissed off. I was livid for like 2 hours. I'm like, motherfucker, you've even made a tweet where you said, I own many planes, and this is before he was president. I own many planes, and I fly all the time, and if the earth was round, I would know it. And pretty much he made, whatever, it wasn't that. I forget exactly what it was. But he pretty much admitted that the earth was fucking flat. We've seen whatever. But when he brought up Space Force, I was so pissed off for like 2 hours. And then finally I like chilled out, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, that motherfucker's trolling everybody because they can't catch him on anything. So when it comes down to the end, that's going to be the last thing that they have. And they're going to be like, you know, space is fake. The moon landing didn't happen. The sun and the moon are local. Blah, 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 blah. You're a lying piece of shit. And he's just going to throw his hands up and be like, you're right. I finally got you to admit it. That's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But I seriously, I think it's the greatest troll of all time. Flat out. Flat out. He's making them tell the truth about the flat earth. That's what I think. He trolled them so hard. Checkmate. Yes, and that's what nobody is realizing. How it's like, dude, you've been trolled. And it's almost like they don't even get it. And then you're like, but they are that stupid. Look at lefties when you try to talk to them or have any kind of debate or be like, well, why is he racist? Why is this? What's wrong with the country? Da da da. Fuck you, you're a racist. You know what I mean? They have nothing. They are literally, they're insane. Boy, check me. No, I don't. Tell me. Tell you what. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a little. Tell you what. Sorry, Annie. What do you want me to tell you? I apologize. We waiting on you, girl. Live. Tell me. No, I don't. Tell me. So he's making. What do you mean? Tell me. What about the? About the fucking Earth is flat and he fucking knows it, or? I am waiting on you, Annie. They tried the racial division thing with Trump, then tried to get him for collusion. The list goes on. Thank goodness for Trump. You know, and that's what I hope. You know, and I know plenty of people are like, well, this, that, the other thing. It's like, I get that a little bit. That, you know, obviously is like 18th cousin fucking from Hillary or whatever the fuck in this shit. But these people don't get along and they hate each other. But what scares me more than anything, I don't even think they're even though they're the ones that we see that are running the world, I don't even think they're close enough to the top that they even know who it is. I think there's 2 or 3 fucking divisions. Another set of people that they see that nobody else sees. And then after that, another one that nobody sees except for that layer. And then the final layer, I think it goes that fucking deep. And we have no idea. Oh, about the soccer ball. Oh, okay, yeah. For whatever reason, it's supposed... Yeah, okay. Oligarchy. Oh, well, it's... I think it's so deep and so insane that there's no way that we could even... Not to say that we couldn't understand it, but that we would never even see who they are. Even if... And you know what? You gotta understand, the devil is cocky. And he's gotten very cocky lately. 100%. Because before, you know, the devil's greatest trick was to make it so that you didn't believe in him. And that you didn't think that he was real. That was his greatest trick. Well, he's grown enough. And he's grown enough in followers that he wants you to know that he's real. He wants to spread it right in your face, and he's moving fast because he knows the time is coming. And the time is coming fast. He knows it, and he wants to enjoy his time, and he wants to rub it in your fucking face in every single way. Just look up symbols. Look up symbols, and you look. They have all these cute little girls. Miley Cyrus, fucking Britney Spears, blah, blah, blah. They come up from this cute Mickey Mouse Club, bringing up that whole generation that just loves their parents. Are like, yeah, that's a sweet, wholesome thing for my little kids to look up to. And look what the hell they turn into. Like, it is all written. It is all a script. They know what they're doing, and the sickest thing is we allow them to do it. I mean, if somebody came into your front yard and started whispering into your kid's ear, you'd be running out there flipping out, wanting to know what they're saying. But our kids put fucking earphones in their freaking ears, and they're listening to this shit, and we don't even fucking take 2 seconds out of the day to actually listen to what they're saying and hearing and what they're listening to. It is disturbing. It is sick. It is demonic. And it just goes on and on. We know who the Knights of Malta are. Yeah, pretty much. They've been doing a lot of shit for a long time. Too long. Way too long. Man, look at this shit. Sorry. Kind of sounds. The vine of the bloodline runs deep. Yes, it does. So where is this Russian investigation going? Is it going to be over soon? The insanity of that, seriously, I don't know, because as soon as they have to admit that the Russia thing is done and they found nothing, all of them, like, you gotta understand, there's already all these indictments, all this shit going on with everybody. The only reason that all these people haven't been locked up, they should have been hung by the tallest tree by the nearest courthouse already. But the only reason is you can't do that, because if you went against them, no, you're just going against them because they're investigating you. That's the only reason these people are fucking alive. Because they should have already all been hung for fucking treason. That is the only reason these people are alive, is because they're having an investigation. So they're going to keep this investigation going as long as they can, no matter what the fuck they can do. They will not stop freaking their whatever the hell it is, as long as they have one fucking ability and fucking pathetic rhyme and a reason to act like they actually have something to look at too. I believe Supreme Court and stuff have to further force the issue with Trump. Hey, what's up? Is that your real last name? Young? Give me a thumbs up. God, it doesn't even show me that there's anybody on here. And how many people I got getting freaking questions from? But yeah, Young? I want to know. Is that your last name? No, the insanity of it is if it was on the other foot, it would be gone over so fucking fast. Our everything has been corrupted so much and everything's been infiltrated. I mean, we have a whole bunch of rhinos, this, that, but none of this shit fucking really matters. It's all a fucking script. 2 years, are people still believing that there is with Russia? Yes, they are. And you gotta understand, this is how simple it is. And I'm not trying to be crude, but this is how simple it is. Whoever smelt it, dealt it. The left colluded with Russia. We all heard what fucking Barack Hussein Obama said to fucking the underling that was president before Putin. Who the fuck that guy is. We all know what I'm talking about. Oh, as soon as I get reelected, I'll have some leeway. This, that. Everybody has always dealt with Russia. These fucking last fucking 20 years, we've been sold out. Fucking Hillary Clinton, the shit that she's done. If literally Trump had done 1% what any of these crooked motherfuckers had, they would have already fucking impeached him and fucking hung him by his toes. Like, this is an insanity that we live in. But we must understand that, hey, we're playing a game. And what game is worth playing if it's not hard? So, we're playing a game, and that's what we're dealing with. And more than anything, it just sucks. It's irritating. Come on. We all want to throat punch people every time we hear these lies over and over right in front of our faces, and we're just like, you see, yeah. All right, sorry. So. Hashtag throw punch. Hey, that would be hilarious. Hey, if that's a hashtag that I blow up on with somehow, hashtag throw punch. Wait, I don't know how to do any of this shit, so if you can start that, get on it. Everyone knows that Russia's founder has... Well, what I laugh about is, there was the Russia thing where literally Russians got fucking, what is that douchebag, that fat Jabba the Hutt looking motherfucker, whatever, got them to go out and do a march against Trump, and that was paid for and produced by Russian bots, whatever. But it's so funny is there is more proof that Russia helped Hillary than helped Trump. And that is just insanity. These people have lost their fucking minds. And it's like, what are we supposed to do about it? Continue to watch and laugh. Putin has dirt on him for sure. You think Putin has dirt on Trump? Oh goodness. You never answered my question. Is that your last name, Young? That's a good last name. No, I know that the elites that run this shit, they're still along their agenda, but I think there is different agendas and different type classes of them. And I don't think all of them want to literally wipe us off the face of the earth. But at the same time, we are nothing compared to them. that they care not of us. We're nothing. What scares me is the idiots that talk about the CERN and the veil thing. They're like, you don't need to worry about, these are the old ones. They're so far past us that they won't care about us, because it will be like us looking at ants as they look at us. So there will be nothing to worry about. And you're like, well, I know I kill ants if they're in my kitchen, in my garage, in my living room. If they're in my way, I kill ants. So it's insane. That's what people should be worried about more than anything. I believe Putin is helping, but with... Okay, well, you know what? Putin is the only motherfucker in this whole fucking plane of existence that we live in that has actually told the South African farmers, I will give you land. You can come move here. You know, he gave this offer years ago. And I dare anybody, go look at his Christmas addresses that he did. And I think there was one 3-4 years ago that he did. This motherfucker is not a bad guy. Whatever. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But I listened to his whole Christmas address. It was like, forget it, what it was, 25 minutes, 35 minutes, who knows. But on top of that, this motherfucker has literally given the immunity, whatever you want to say it, that anybody could move there and he would give them land. Like, I think it comes out to like 10 acres of land, whatever the hell it is. But he will give anybody land if they move there, but they have to be able to speak Russian. Well, guess what? After all this shit that's going on in South Africa, he literally, you don't even have to speak fucking Russian. If you need to literally flee South Africa, I have 1,500 families that I will take in. What other country is doing that? No other country. Thanks for the thumbs up. No, he is a very smart man. No, I give Putin mad props, and the reason that they're trying to make us hate him is because, you know, how the Jesuits work, the Zionists work. The reason they want us to hate him is because, guess what? That country, there is not one country alive right now that is having the resurgence of Christianity like Russia has had for the last 20 years. Do you understand that? Christianity. It's kind of a good thing. I was watching on delay. Oh. No, that's cool. No, it happens. No, and this is what we're fighting against. It's insanity. We have people that are brainwashing everybody around us, and we're supposed to just be like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just deal with that. All right, well, I guess that's just how life's gonna be, and I'm just gonna sit here and say, okay, all right. No, fuck you. Stop fucking. I do not consent. I do not fucking consent. I'm sick of you fucking poisoning my fucking children. I'm sick of you poisoning my drinking water. I'm sick of you fucking feeding me GMO fucking foods. Fucking Monsantos. I'm sick of fucking your cell phone fucking towers. I'm sick of all this fucking bullshit that is killing me and fucking poisoning everybody around me that I fucking love. I do not fucking consent. You know?
Yeah. For saying a racist word 48 times to the police. Yeah. No, this is horrible. What am I supposed to do? Just don't be racist, that's all. Just don't say the word. They're like, this is horrible. I'm like, it's not actually that horrible. Like, I'm willing to bet if, like, you had that situation flipped. Imagine if a black person in America...
Okay, let's flip that a little bit. It is 20 times more likely to be killed by a black man. 20 times more likely to be killed by a black man. We're gonna get into numbers here. Okay. Are we ready? Steady. Go. Okay. 20 times more likely to be killed, beaten, robbed by a black man than by a white man. And did you know last year it was said that 12 black women were raped by white men? That's not okay. And anyway, I'm not gonna say that's okay. Well, guess what? 7,300 and something. 7,600 and something is what it is. white women were raped by black men. Imagine that. 52% of all homicides were by black males. All right, now let's get into statistics and let's get into numbers. Okay, so the black population is 12.5% of the population. You may say 12.7. All right, well, let's look at that. So half of them are women, right? All right, let's put it now right there and just be nice and decent. Call it 6.7. Let's just call it 7% of the population is black males. All right, now let's look at it. Black males that are under 12 and black males that are 5. Well, right there, you just turn that group from 13 to 45. That is 3.2, 3.7, depending on what statistics you want to go on. But we're talking about 4% of the population, less than 4% of the population, causing literally more than 50% of all homicides and all murders. Wow. Who kills the most black men in this world? Black women. Because guess what? They abort them left and right. Nobody kills more black males than black women. Second to that is other blacks. Isn't that amazing? And then you go to the point where you go, wow, it's 20 times more likely to be robbed, raped, killed by a black person than it is for a white person to do it to you. Huh. Well, and these are all statistics. You can look them up yourself. So what are we supposed to be thinking here? We're getting called racist. No, they're pissing in our faces and telling us it's raining. Drink it and enjoy it, bitch. That's what we're dealing with. And I don't mean this against all blacks, but this is what they've bred into them. They've kept them on the plantation. It is not fair to them to literally sit there and tell anybody else that they're more special and you deserve this, that, the other thing. It's like you're talking to a little fucking toddler and you're like, look, you're awesome and you're just as good as me, the adult, but I need to give you special treatment because you're just not as developed as I am. That's exactly what it is. That does not do good for anybody because they're the same as we are. But the ones that are acting like they're not racist are the biggest fucking racists in the fucking world. Look at Jesse Lee Peterson. Fucking most awesome motherfucker in the world. He understands it. Alright, I got the yapping again, didn't I? Wow, somebody took a thumbs up away. I guess I'm in trouble. Racist, racist, racist. Yeah, who the fuck? Somebody took my fucking thumbs up away, man. I'm gonna cry, dude. Hearing the word racist, I didn't mean the fucking thing anymore. It doesn't. Remove that. Somebody took my thumbs up, man. A golden shower. Oh man, the insanity of what people have lost their fucking mind. They don't even see reality for what it is. And what I love more than anything is when I see a fucking Mexican Donald Trump supporter. No, they're not Mexican, they're American. But whatever. But when I see a Spanish, whatever the fuck you want to say, when I see one of them with their hat on, and then you see somebody go by and be like, you're a racist, you're a piece of shit, you're a racist, and you're like, wait, you calling that guy racist? And then especially black people, and then they call them Uncle Toms and shit, and it's like, well, if you actually looked up the story of Uncle Tom and where that came from, Uncle Tom was actually a really good guy, and it was nothing what they say. He wasn't no house, nana, what they would say. No, he was actually, it was nothing about that. And that is where we've lost our minds. They have lied to us in every fucking way, and these morons believe it. Oy, 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 oy. Alright, let's finish laughing.
Said like cracker to a white cop 48 times. I would have been shocked if they got to 15 before they got shot. That would have ended real quick. Be like, you cracker, bang, 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 bang. Be like, oh, what happened? I thought his words were a gun. I'm so sorry.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh my God, that's enough.
Is that nauseating?
Oh, you want to punch him in his fucking throat?
this guy. It's funny how some things set us off and others don't, like the NRA stuff. I don't understand.
Yes, only racist copy.
But this kind of stuff, this hypocrisy really makes me sick because people are being
What I laugh about is I don't really feel that there isn't racism. What, you got a couple of fucking old white fucking women and men that are fucking still racist, whatever. You know, it's like, what Oprah, what did she say? Racism will only die when all those old white, black, or all those old white male racists die. Like, it's like, are you fucking joking me? Like, man, I've fucking known people from every damn race, and God's honest truth, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but the most racist motherfucker I ever knew was this old black man. He was racist as fuck, and he didn't give a fuck. Me and him were cool as fuck, though. We loved each other, but this guy was the most racist motherfucker I ever met, and he was black. Like, it's fucking hilarious. It's like, no, not only white people can be racist. Everybody can be racist, but racist is whatever. People talk shit. Deal with it. Wham! If anybody can be president, or supposedly, whatever, can be president, there's no more. Fuck off. It's done. I'm sorry that Muslims came here and sold black people. I apologize. And even more than that, I'm sorry that there were black people that had slaves. And guess what? Those black slave owners that owned black people that were black, guess what? Those were some of the worst, horrible freaking cases ever heard of fucking crimes against humanity. Not because it was a black man owning another black man, because how he treated them. Oh, nobody wants to remember about the fucking, all the Irish slaves? All the fucking indentured and servants for 7 years to 12 years? Yeah. Some for life? Yeah, nobody wants to talk about all the Irish slaves. Yeah. And guess what? They got bought for fucking $5. The black slaves for fucking $40. Guess what? Black slaves, guess what? If they paid more for you, they treated you better. Fucking fuck off, motherfuckers.
Right now. And the assumption, by the way, if you have a problem with it, is that you can't accept that you're the minority saying you're losing power. That's the assumption. There's all these assumptions with political correctness that no one has to justify.
No, we are all slaves.
We need to send some conservative stuff.
No, we live on the biggest plantation ever. We do. We do. And the one with the whip is Satan. But more than anything, we in America, yeah, we live on a plantation. If we don't figure it the fuck out real soon, the noose is about to tighten.
Because they can lead to alt-right stuff, because that can then start a new Nazi party, and the next thing you know, we have another Holocaust. And you go, I understand your theory, but it's a nutty theory. As I said the other day, it's exactly as absurd as saying we can't have guys running around in short shorts. I mean, it's gonna make other men think they're gay, and the next thing you know, we're gonna have like thousands and thousands of gay people everywhere. So men, keep those shorts long. I don't want to see your sexy legs. It's just as illogical. But check out Trevor, woman whispering. This is how he got the job at Comedy Central. He speaks woman. So he's talking to Oprah. And the way he uses his rhetoric and charm with no facts or anything, just garbage talk, appeals to ladies, especially Oprah, who's taking this hook, line, and sinker. Let's see the chick whisperer.
America's getting to a place where it feels like it is extremely divided along partisan lines. And conversations have shifted to a point where human beings no longer see a human being on the other side of this discussion.
Can you just pause it? So he's saying that we dehumanize people. This guy just lied and said that if a black man said cracker one too many times, he would be assassinated by the police. If that's not dehumanizing, I don't know what is. But go back to Trev.
One side should be empathetic towards the other side when the other side doesn't see them as human beings. And that's a fundamental breakdown that seems to be happening in America. And you can't deny, and this is my thing, is I tell people all the time, they go like, oh, if you hate America, why? I'm like, yeah, I never said I love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't be here. This is a great place.
What is she?
Enjoy
She's
America.
like
I love Americans. I have a great
scientist
time.
from outer space.
Having an issue with Donald Trump doesn't
Professor
make me
time
unique
travel?
because every Republican saw it before he was in office, you know. And so if as you said, going back to character, if your character shifts depending on who's in power, then was it your character to begin with? That's the way I see
Brilliant.
it. So,
Brilliant. Doesn't mean anything. So he's saying that Donald Trump became right wing overnight when he became president, and that's proof he's a phony. This is a guy also, check out this clip, where he just sits there and says, I don't know if Donald Trump is a white supremacist. I know he doesn't like black people.
well, I would say this. I don't know if Donald Trump is a white supremacist. I do know that he prefers white people over black people. You know, I do know that he has said on multiple occasions that, you know, he doesn't want black people involved in the counting of his money or, you know, involved in the running of his world. I do know that he has specifically gone out of his way with these companies to oppress black people. I do know that he hasn't been as quick to react in the aid of black people as he has been with others. I do know that he has supported and continues to retweet white supremacists on his Twitter account. So I always say to people, like, you tell me. It's weird because America is the kind of place where someone can get more offended at you calling them a racist than at the fact that they are a racist.
So this dude is chock-a-block with rhetoric and divisive bullshit, yet he gets away with saying that's the problem with America in general. Comedians are the worst. Comedians are the biggest hucksters, snake oil salesmen in pop culture today. They're all lying scumbag pussies who would sell their mother out.
Unbelievable. We found pieces of nails being pulled out. We found hands being removed from bodies. We found people raped, brutally murdered, babies, children. The farmers trying to protect their families, and there's just no stopping. The farm murders are brutal. In Johannesburg, just outside Johannesburg, a farm murder.
I'm sorry, guys.
Where 5 people came in. It was arranged by their domestic worker. And they drowned the 12-year-old boy in boiling hot water. So we had to remove the skin from the bath.
All right, that's all I can take.
Yeah.
And the attitude from the West, from America, and the mainstream media is, you get what you deserve. It's the chickens coming home to roost, right? It really is shocking the amount of apathy we have here. I think a part of it is that we can't stomach it. We can't stomach the horror. This is not a little bit of revenge for apartheid that's going on in South Africa. This is a civil war, a race war. This is a tiny ethnic minority being tortured to death,
Yes,
and driven
to death.
into extinction.
Exactly.
I would never go there in a million years. I would never let my daughter or my wife go anywhere close to South Africa. But a pretty blonde named Lauren Southern has decided to go check it out. And of course, all our worst fears were confirmed. Let's talk to Laura about the ethnocide, the ethnic cleansing that is going on in South Africa today. Laura, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Now, you just got back from South Africa. We've been watching your videos on Twitter, and, South Africa, we know the story, and some of us, the curious class, who cares, is familiar with it, but it just never ceases to amaze me how bad it is.
I mean, I went there, and every time I go to cover a story, whether it be the migration crisis in Europe or the situation in South Africa, I go with a grain of salt, and I say, I love the right, and I think they're fairly honest. That's why I'm on their side. But there's exaggeration that happens in all media. So I always assume there may be a bit of exaggeration. When I got to South Africa, boom, none of that. All of those assumptions that there was exaggeration going on, out the freaking window. It was way worse than I thought it would be.
Well, that's what they say. They say, look, there's black-on-black crime in South Africa. It's a dangerous place. But the level of sadism in the black-on-white crimes, particularly with the farmers, is, unprecedented.
Right, and that's the thing. it's this wickedness. And the government, this is something people have to understand, the government classifies these farm murders as robberies gone wrong. But these are murders that take up to 5 days of imprisoning a family and nailing them to a chair and raping them, children, cutting their faces to pieces, cutting them limb by limb, boiling them in water. You can't just accidentally boil a 12-year-old in the middle of your robbery. No one accidentally does that, but the government classifies it as that.
Well, what's worse is it feels like the government condones this. They call it reappropriation or something.
Right. So that's part of where I think this kind of vitriol and wickedness in the attacks comes from, is you've got this kind of two-tier thing going on. The government are all Marxists. For people who don't know, the ANC, Communist Party, Mandela's communists, they all preach Marxist ideology. So the kind of class struggle, you must defeat the bourgeois, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's also a strong tribalism between all groups, whether it's Zulu and Zimbabweans, whether it's Afrikaners and whoever, there's just strong tribalism in that country. So those two things combined, the hatred of other groups as well as the hatred of other classes, creates this just absolute wickedness of anger and jealousy and hatred in these crimes. And they almost feel it's justified, especially when you have government officials going up and putting out rhetoric like the EFF, who get 10% of the vote in South Africa, dancing on a stage saying, shoot the boar, shoot the boar.
Yes,
That's the white farming class, yeah.
I remember seeing that. And Mugabe has always said that this is just, repatriation. This is wealth redistribution. He sent in the war vets, or whatever he called those kids, to go and murder these people. So there's no sympathy. I mean, can you even call the cops?
That's the thing. The cops are useless for the most part. They'll come over and they'll be like, all right, people died. And maybe if, like the one woman that I interviewed, they caught the guy like months and months later, and he had already stabbed his girlfriend to death. The man who murdered this woman, Janine's father, already stabbed his girlfriend to death. They didn't catch him. I think he even got off with the crime. And then he only gets 15 years for murdering 2 people. He could be on parole in 6 years. So not only are the cops useless, the justice system is useless. And the government, they won't even collect, they have, since 2001, they now refuse to collect statistics on race and murder and farm murders.
The
so
government is completely useless. I saw yesterday they're going to be running out of water in Cape Town in a matter of weeks.
Do you want to know why that happened? That's actually a really fun story as well. They've got something called BEE. It's called Black Economic Empowerment. Now imagine affirmative action, but backwards. So if you've only got 13% African Americans in the United States, only 13% of African Americans can be in the NFL. You have to have proper representation. So Afrikaner, the white people, there are only 8% of the population. So they fired like 50% of their government staffers in energy, and suddenly it's a useless industry. They can't get their water working, they can't get their electricity working because they're only allowed 8% of these people. No matter how competent or great workers they are, they just laid them all off.
Hello, folks. I agreed to be on The Daily Show because I want to tell you stories. And as a writer, you got to get out there and experience stuff. Now, conservatives have been warned. We know what's happening when we go on The Daily Show. You are knowingly throwing yourself to the wolves. But why not try it? Why not see what it's like? Why not see how bad it is firsthand? And whoa! Is it bad? It made me realize that we don't live in a culture of white male privilege. We live in a culture of the exact opposite. There is non-white male privilege going on in this country. If you're not a white male, you can be really, really lazy about your arguments, about your attack. You can whine, and people will listen to you. You play the victim because we feel so bad about these guys. So they asked me to discuss my article on Tacky Mag about women in soccer. The American Women's Soccer Federation has decided they're not getting paid enough. I mean, it really takes seconds of Googling to realize this is all wrong. The whole thing is based on this Facebook meme that's just a flat out lie. And when you listen to their arguments, basically, they had a very good year. They had the World Cup. It got a ton of eyeballs, 2015, so they want to get pay. Not for equal work. You see, Americans men's soccer generates way more eyeballs overall, and has always done, and it goes back almost 100 years. Maybe more than 100 years. And then especially when you start looking at it globally and you pull in FIFA, women's soccer is relatively non-existent. I mean, you'd be lucky to get 1,500 people to a game in Britain. 80,000 is normal up there. So yes, ladies, you are going to do well, but it's going to take some time. You don't get a huge bonus after you have a good year. And women and men get paid differently in soccer. So it's apples and oranges. Anyway, all of this logic is easy to find, and Sargon of Akkad did a great refutation of all this. But the left, the privileged, the non-white male privileged, they don't have to do any of that homework. And so even though I was one dude, and I was being framed by weeks of time, tons of researchers, hordes of white men, by the way, behind the scenes, researching all this and editing it just special. Even with all that, all those resources meant to frame us, they still do a terrible job. And this guy, the host who did it, Hassan Minhaj, he's the token Muslim comedian that made his claim to fame complaining about Ashton Kutcher's accent when he did an Indian accent. Oh, that is so racist. Indians, by the way, are doing great in America. So the fact that they get to complain about how horrible it is, I don't know why white males are at the top of this list. It looks like Indians are at the top of this list. But anyway, he goes, oh no, Ben Affleck says something about Muslims, and the next thing you know, he's got a job. In fact, he freely admits that's why he got his job. So we do the interview, and it was fun, because it was very confrontational. It was very acrimonious. And of course, I knew they weren't going to run it, but I thought, what a great opportunity to talk to the guy and tell him, you don't patronize me, you're not smarter than me, and you don't have the facts. As he sat there and barked at the female producer and told her to look up more stuff, he's got a pile of papers on his lap. Anyway, here's the funny part. So at the end of it, he asked me to name U.S. soccer players, which I can't do. I know about economics, I know about this case, I know about feminism, but I can't name soccer players. So I make up these ridiculous names. And then, as if the list wasn't ridiculous enough, I add the last name Junebug, a soccer player named Junebug. He goes like this, those are deep cuts. And when they air it, they pretend I was serious. You see, even after the interview, I go, you know those names were made up, right? And they go, oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Then they take that joke and pretend I was being serious and add all this VO and say, you got to do better than that. You got to make up a better name than that. U.S. men's soccer still gets a lot more enthusiasm. Now, why is that? Is that because men's soccer is more interesting, more exciting?
Gavin, you're down 2-0. You know what? Let me try to help you. Name 3 U.S. men's soccer players.
Current, we have Bobby Daniels.
Bobby Daniels. Okay, let's check the list. Nope, not a player.
Ziegler Norris.
Also not a player.
And a guy known to everyone as Junebug.
Come on, man. If you're going to make up fake names, do better than Junebug.
That's the best you can do? Pretend I was serious when I was joking? Wow. This is way worse than I thought. You guys are way more inefficient than I could ever imagine. They do this all the time, by the way, take jokes and pretend they were serious, because they don't have anything. And here's the irony of all this. They've ended up proving exactly what they set out to disprove. When you say the white male traditional patriarchy is so stupid and evil, and it takes you that many resources and lies to prove your point, well then your point doesn't make any sense and you're wrong.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.
Later, guys.